Chip Ganassi Racing spent a day with the Marines at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina, learning the life of a recon Marine. Kurt explained why he jumped at the opportunity.
To show respect to our military. That's why I was humbled, and it's a privilege to be here today to experience what our top trained professionals do to protect our freedoms, and to experience it with them, and to be there right alongside of them. It's an adrenaline rush like no other. This isn't a combat zone. It is a training mission, and you don't know what to expect. And this all being new, it's like being a rookie out on the racetrack. You don't know what to expect. But I think the common line of today is what we go through on the racetrack and what our military go through out in the battlefield. There are some similarities, but I think most importantly, it's the respect. And for all of us as U.S. citizens, it's a thank you. And that's what the Memorial Day weekend is about for me. And Memorial Day is to say thank you to our military and to have this chance here at Camp Lejeune, thanks to Charlotte Motor Speedway and everybody that has put this together with NASCAR. It's an eye-opening experience to shoot a rifle, come barreling through the woods, and come out and to breach the enemy. That's all after a boat ride around through a certain area and through the woods. I mean, we're cutting things with machetes. It was pretty wild. This was as closest to the experience as you're ever going to get, except there's no bullets whizzing by me going the other way.
Kurt said the experience was amazing and really eye-opening, just learning what goes on in the life of a Marine while he's typically at a racetrack.
Today's a humbling experience on the amount of training that goes through and the way you have to prepare. But one thing that's always been a big impression is the times that I go visit the hospitals and going to Walter Reed and seeing our men and women who have been injured in combat, and to help them through some of the rehab. And they put their lives on the line for our freedom. And at a place like that, you really truly see what freedom costs. And a day like today is the preparation and being prepared so that we don't have our soldiers in harm's way. And so it's just the amount of respect. And I love the fact that I got the invite to come out today to enjoy this, but also just to say thank you to all of our military, all branches, for those who have served and those who are serving. Thank you, and come home safe.
Charlotte's Coke 600 was the opening for a year-long NASCAR Salutes initiative. In the race, drivers carried the name of a fallen military serviceman or servicewoman on the windshields of their cars. The visit was a great opportunity for our drivers to honor the troops, and a great opportunity for the troops to get a little taste of NASCAR while on duty.
Nobody would be crazy enough to build a boat out of glass. But I would, using these heavy glass panels and only Flex Glue Clear. Not only does Flex Glue's powerful adhesive hold the entire glass boat together, but it's virtually invisible. Now that's Flex-tastic. Get Flex Glue Clear or any of the Flex Seal family of products at FlexSealProducts.com.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-209-4389. That's 1-800-209-4389. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Welcome back to Raceline, and again, happy holidays to you and your family. We're talking to Tyler Ankrum today in the Truck Series. Last year at DGR Crosley, next year going to GMS Racing. So, Tyler, let's look at the 2019 season. What are the things you feel like you learned with that race team?
Well, everyone here is they're all so experienced, and every single one of these guys in the shop are veterans. And no matter if you're talking with the late model guys or the K&N guys with the ARCA or the truck, you can always learn something from them. That's why I love just coming to DGR in general, is because everything is underneath one single roof. You walk to my right, you got the trucks. You walk to my left, and you got the K&N, ARCA, late models. And and everyone is friends, and that's the even cooler part about this place is I can walk on any corner of the shop, and I can learn something, just talk, have a good time. And it's just so fun to be here.
Okay, we've been talking in terms of DGR Crosley being part University of Racing, part race team. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is a school for me to learn as much as I can. You know, I don't want to brag and say I know a lot about cars, but just from my time with these guys and the supers, the Canyon cars, the late models, I've learned a lot, and I feel like that I probably couldn't have gotten the same experience anywhere else.
What is the relationship, or what was the relationship like there between you and the other drivers at DGR Crosley? Is it a matter of everybody working together to make everybody better?
Well, so, you know, when you go to a different driver, I think every single one of us in the shop is unique. We all have our different styles. But I like talking to every single one of the drivers because of that. Because when you go to someone who drives like you and has the same taste and style as you, you're basically just going to get the same exact feeling and response you want. But if you go to someone who's the exact opposite of you, you're going to get something totally different, something you might not even think about even doing or saying or even really feeling. So when you have someone like that around you, you can learn a lot more, because it's just kind of like the saying, you know, tell me what I need, not what I want to know, right? So that kind of goes hand in hand when it comes to our, you know, us drivers and our communication.
What about the leadership over there? David Gilliland and Kevin Mannion, those guys have been around for a really long time. How much help do they give you?
Well, I think one of the cool things about DGR Crosley is even our, you know, team owners and managers, and either they raced before, they spotted before. You know, everyone in the shop is a racer. You know, this is a racing organization. It's in a sense, it's not a business. It's not run like a business. It's run like a race shop. And that's what's awesome, I think, about this place, because you have our crew chief, Bono Mannion, you know, two-time Busch champion as a crew chief, you know, Indianapolis 400 winner, you know, Daytona 500 winner. And you have David, who's even as big of a help as he is Bono. You know, he once as a cup driver, you know, knows it all. I mean, honestly, it irritates me that he knows it all, because I get out of the truck sometimes and he'll tell me something. It's like, you're not right. Like, whatever. You go out and do exactly what he says, and he's always right. And so he's definitely experienced in that sense. And I'm actually so thankful to have him in my corner, because not a lot of teams have that. And that's just an extra silver bullet in the chamber that I like to have.
Tyler, congratulations on a great season and your move to GMS Racing next year. Thanks so much for being with us today on Raceline.
Thank you.
Tyler Ankrum, another one of those young drivers coming up in the sport. You'll be hearing a lot from him in the future. Next year again, he joins GMS Racing to drive alongside Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, and Brett Moffitt.
Next week, we'll be talking with Daniel Hemrick, who is leaving the Cup Series next year, and Richard Childress Racing, going to the Xfinity Series full-time with Junior Motorsports. Daniel Hemrick and a lot more next week on Raceline.
Raceline is produced in the beautiful Florida Keys by Raceline Productions. Syndication by Seawee Entertainment. Advertising contact is JR Media Sales, New York. Find out more about Raceline at racelineonline.com or at facebook.com/RacelineTV.
This is an urgent message from the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. There is an emergency food crisis for elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union. These people live on pensions so small they must daily decide between buying bread or firewood to keep warm. For just $25, we'll rush an emergency survival package to help one desperate elderly person for a month. Call right now.
Call 1-800-915-1717.
In Ukraine, there's no support network. They don't have food cards or neighbors that come in to help. They're turning to us because they have nowhere else to turn.
God promises to bless those who bless Israel. May you be blessed as you bless his children.
When you're hiring or looking for a great new job, use our community job site, ericsjobs.com. We've helped hundreds of area employers connect with local, talented job seekers to fill positions of all kinds. Here's what some local employers are saying about our service.
We have hired over 20 people from our postings. You have been an incredible resource for our company.
With thousands of current local job seekers, you will find the people you need. ericsjobs.com. $25 job postings.
Hello, I'm Lynn Rollins, coming to you from inside the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Museum, located in scenic downtown Natchitoches. Inside this fantastic facility, you'll find a nearly endless supply of sports memorabilia, from uniforms and game balls to medals, photos, and digital media. These help us tell the stories of our Louisiana legends. Tonight, it's Louisiana's chance to say thank you for all of the exhilarating Saturday nights. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Louisiana Sports Hall of Famer, Coach Les Miles.
Skip Bertman, when he interviewed me, he said, family or football? And I said, both. And I said, I'm going to fight like hell to do both. You're going to get a great coach, I told Skip. I said, but I'm going to be a great father and husband. My family's here today. Skip Bertman's here today. Skip Bertman said, this is what you're going to do. This is how much money you're going to get paid. This is how much success you're going to have. And everything that he said, he told the truth. Skip, in front of everybody, I'd like to say thank you. I don't know where you're at. I hope you're here. Good. So, first game, we go to Arizona State, and we went on the road. First play, first punt from scrimmage is a fake. And we hit it, and down we go. And I think we hit a 16-yard fourth down play to win the game, okay? But the next week, because of the Katrina, we rescheduled a Tennessee team, very good Tennessee team. Philip Fulmer, as I recall. Are you here, Philip Fulmer? Okay, I'm coming after you after this because you beat us that day. Okay, that was a good football team you beat. So on what was Monday night, he flies in, wins the game, goes back home, and then I make the first call up to my family. Okay, we're an athletic family. This is football. There's ups and there's downs, and you have to realize we're fine. You have to handle this with style and class, and it's going to be us. And we circled up the wagons. Smacker Miles goes to school. I got two on the eldest daughter. I could tell stories about these other guys too, but not nearly as funny. So Smack goes off to school on what was Tuesday. A young man behind her leans forward and goes, "My dad tells me that he could call better plays than your dad." Smacker Miles, who's 5'9" about right now, she was a tall girl. She leaned back and she says, "You tell your dad I could shake you like a rag doll."
Now, I want you to listen to this answer. I think I'm going to get the answer. I'm pretty sure. But what you may not remember, when Les Miles was at Oklahoma State had not beaten Oklahoma in memory. And your first year, you beat Oklahoma 16-13. That kept them out of the national championship game. And then a couple of years later, you beat Oklahoma again. And then you have more wins at LSU than any other coach against Alabama in the Southeastern Conference. So if it came to Oklahoma or Alabama, which team would you like to beat?
Okay, those for Alabama, make noise now. Hurry up. Those for Oklahoma, hurry up. Let's go. Okay, so it obviously tells you this is a SEC partisan crowd, and I'm not going to make that mistake, but here's the truth. We want to face that team that's highest ranked, and we want to win. And right now, the only chance for me to get to Alabama is to do a great job where I'm at, and I'd like to get to Alabama yet again myself.
All right, a very special moment. I want you to limber up your fingers and your hands and your elbows. You all are familiar with the famous Les Miles clap, right? We are going to have a tutorial tonight on how to do the Les Miles clap. And when he leaves the stage, you can demonstrate to you that indeed you are great students. So, Coach, how do you do the Les Miles clap?
Wait a minute, stop. I am looking at Peyton, and you said clap, and he goes, oh. Perfectly on time. Okay. If you insist, no, I'm not happy about it. I'm being forced, obviously. Okay, now listen. When you clap and you have rings on your fingers, if you do like this, you're going to injure yourself. So what you have to do is make sure that your fingers are away from the clap. In other words, like these things here are bent back. You're just going to hit this. And then now you can, like, for instance, to those Tennessee guys, I could go just like this. Right? And I could send a clap across the room, okay? So, but when you go to clap, you can clap at things, and you have to make sure that your hands do not sustain injury, as when we go to the field, you might have to catch a ball or things like that, okay? So this is clapping, the way I see it. Family, let's go with it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, baby, right there. Right there. I loved it. That was maybe the best view I ever had.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best in the history of the Southeastern Conference, Coach Les Miles.
If you'd like to learn more about the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in scenic downtown Natchitoches, log on to lasportshall.com.
You're watching CST.
Charles Alexander, a 1993 member of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, joins us now. Quite simply, this running back was one of the best in the history of the Southeastern Conference. He was twice an All-America at LSU, played 7 years in the NFL with the Cincinnati Bengals, and was a member of the Super Bowl team. It's wonderful to see you. Congratulations to all you've accomplished, not only in the world of sports, but outside. I know you continue to be a tremendous ambassador for football and for youth.
It's always an honor to be inducted into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. I'm a Texas guy, but I got a lot of Louisiana friends.
Charlie, what have you been doing since the conclusion of your pro career?
Well, for 10 years, I was fortunate enough to work at LSU in fundraising. I have a Tiger Athletic Foundation. After that, I've been in the oil and gas industry since 1998, and it's been a pleasure to be in the oil and gas industry.
Let's go back at those years at LSU, when literally you were approaching SEC records. You hold all kind of LSU records and still do. What was the atmosphere in Tiger Stadium? What was it about those years that sticks in your mind?
Back in those days, when I was a freshman, Tiger Stadium was capacity was 68, 70,000 fans, and by the time I became a senior, I think the stadium had expanded to about 78 or 80,000. In all my years, I played 7 years in Cincinnati, and I never played in a stadium in the NFL that was equivalent to Tiger Stadium.
That's quite a statement.
It's a true statement.
Yeah. What was your best moment at LSU, or a couple that stand out and forever will in your memory?
That's a tough question.
I think I always go back to the Ole Miss game in Tiger Stadium. I think that was my senior year. We just ran up and down on the field on Ole Miss. My junior year, Ole Miss pretty much shut us down, but we came back, and my senior year we got our revenge. But that's a moment that I always remember.
A Texan coming over to Baton Rouge to play at LSU, what were the decisions that you had to make coming out of high school? You had many choices. LSU was the winner.
Well, I tell this story all the time. My decision really came down to two schools, University of Houston and also LSU. And leaving for class, going to school my senior year on National Signing Day, I said, well, I really don't know what school I want to go to. I'll just think about it all day.
So it's decision time, and you were still 50-50.
Yeah, it was the day, and I really didn't know when I walked out my door. And as soon as I walked out my door, there were two cars parked in front of my grandmother's house. Bill Yeoman and the running back coach for the University of Houston was in one car, and Jerry Stovall was across the street in another car. So I had about 10, 15 seconds to make up my mind on where I wanted to go to school. And I walked to Coach Yeoman at University of Houston, and I said, Coach, I really appreciate you, all the effort you put in and making me feel special, but I think I'm going to go to LSU. And he said, are you sure, son? And I said, yes, sir, I'm sure. And I jumped in the car with Coach Stovall, and I think I made the right decision.
So that was the Charles Alexander version of you now going on national television, pulling out a hat from underneath the dais and putting it on your head, right? I mean, it was a little different in those days.
Yeah, we didn't have all the hoopla that they have now, but I didn't want it to come that quick, but it worked out well.
Were there any moments at LSU where you had misgivings?
You mean
that
thinking that I probably made the wrong decision?
Mm-hmm. Because you played immediately.
I played immediately, but, man, it was a rough first year. I came out of my first year only averaging 2.8 yards a carry. So I was like, I got to work harder. I got to be better. I just I gotta focus on what I need to get better at. And one thing I did that really helped my quickness was to Coach Stovall. He said you need to get your feet a lot quicker. He said you got a lot of speed, a great burst of speed. Nobody's gonna catch you once you get past the line of scrimmage, but you got to get to the line of scrimmage. So you need to work on your lateral movement. And he said you need to learn how to play racquetball. And
really,
and I got in there and started playing racquetball, and next thing I know, it did help my lateral movement, and I have to thank Coach Stovall for everything he did for me.
Still playing racquetball today?
I don't have the legs or the knees or the ankles to do that anymore. So you didn't see me walk up here, did you?
Yeah, I did. If you'd like to learn more about the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in scenic downtown Natchitoches, log on to lasportshall.com.
You're watching CST.
From beautiful New Orleans in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, it's the 2019 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSA Prep Classic presented by the New Orleans Saints. Our coverage continues with the Class 2A Football Championship matchup featuring the Manny Tigers and the Farraday Trojans. Hello, everyone. Jeff Palermo along with Greg Bowser. And out of the 6 matchups in this Prep Classic, this is the only one where we have a 1 versus 2 matchup. The Manny Tigers lost their first 3 games of the season. They've won 11 in a row. For Farraday, they lost their season opener to Alexandria. Since then, they've won 13 in a row. Greg, these are 2 teams that like to run the football, and they play good defense. I'm expecting a really close game today.
Well, Jeff, I think it's going to be a close game because they like to run the ball. And they like ball control. They really just want to be physical and beat up the other team. So I think it's going to be interesting to see who can impose their will, Manny or Farraday.
Well, let's talk about Manny's 2 running backs and maybe the best name of the weekend, Stuffy Wiseman and Terrence Williams.
Well, these 2 guys, you look at their numbers, and they're just exciting football players. That's why they like to just give them the ball. And they've got that offensive line in front of them, that open holes for them. That's a big thing for them. If they can keep the ball on the ground and control things with these 2 backs and have the kind of game that they've had all season, it's going to be exciting.
There are a lot of great dual quarterbacks in Louisiana, and one of them resides in Ferriday. Kobe Dillon has put up monster numbers this season.
Well, you look at Kobe Dillon here and you watch his numbers. He's the guy that really makes things go. The coaches like him and his presence on the football field. They think that he's studied a lot this offseason. He's gotten better. They like him. He throws the ball, but his athleticism is what you're going to have to watch. A super athlete can run with the football and do a lot of things with it.
It's been since 1956, the last time Farraday has won a state championship. For Manny, 2014. Both of these teams lost in the semifinals last year. This year, they are looking to take home a Class 2A championship trophy. We'll take a break. Kickoff from the Superdome when we come back.
Since 1935, the All-State Sugar Bowl has stood tall as a New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Throughout the years, the game changed, the venue changed, the teams changed, but the tradition remains. New Year's Day in the Dome, the 2020 All-State Sugar Bowl. Tickets on sale now. Before kickoff, party at the All-State Fan Jam in Champion Square. For everything Sugar Bowl, go to allstatesugarbowl.org today. The 2020 All-State Sugar Bowl, presented by Taco Bell and Dr. Pepper.
Hello, I'm Eddie Bonine, Executive Director of the LHSAA. I'd like to thank our regional healthcare partners for supporting our schools and student athletes. Our regional healthcare partners provide first-class medical coverage for the student athletes of Louisiana as they compete in this year's state championship events. For more partnership information, go to lhsaa.org. Thanks again to all of these groups for partnering with the LHSAA.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
At Dudley DeBosier, we're proud to serve Tiger Nation as the official injury lawyers of LSU Athletics.
To us, that means when one of you gets knocked down, we're there to pick you up.
And hopefully, we're making Louisiana a little safer in the process.
We take pride in fighting for our fellow Tiger fans.
It's a great responsibility, but even a greater honor. Demand Dudley DeBosier, the official injury lawyers of LSU Athletics. 444-4444.
Congratulations! Bob Eubanks, what are you guys doing here?
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks on behalf of the Tax Defense Group, and Albert had a big problem with the Internal Revenue Service.
Back in 2010, I had a bad separation from my business partner, and I basically left my business with a lot of debt in regards to taxes. It was a trying time, and I just needed someone on my side. Where they weren't willing to understand from my voice, they were willing to understand from
the Tax Defense Group.
Absolutely.
Hey, if you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and you've got unfiled tax returns, then you better call my friends at the Tax Defense Group. I mean, who knows? We might come to your house.
That's right, Bob. Call the Tax Defense Group to see if you qualify for tax relief.
Call 800-218-8348. That's 800-218-8348.
The 2019 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic, presented by the New Orleans Saints on Cox Sports Television, is brought to you by the All-State Sugar Bowl, title sponsor of all LHSAA state championship events. Dudley DeBosier, official injury lawyers of the LHSAA. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, more real Coca-Cola flavor, still without any sugar. LHSAA Regional Healthcare Network, Tulane Institute of Sports Medicine, Willis-Knighton Health System, Louisiana Orthopedic Specialist, Lake Charles Memorial Health System, and Rapides Regional Medical Center. And by Cox, bringing us closer. Back inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, Jeff Palermo along with Greg Bowser for this Class 2A state championship battle between the top-seeded Farraday Trojans and the second-seeded Manny Tigers. For more on tonight's matchup, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast crew, Carly McCord.
Guys, good to be with you all. Coach Curtis said the best thing about this team is that they're coachable. He said in his entire career at Manny High School, he's never coached a group of guys who have responded and improved every single week. He said they've never plateaued, and they always find a way to bounce back at adversity, whether it be at practice or at the next game. Obviously hoping to be their very best today here at the Dome, guys.
Looking for their first state championship since 2014. Let's take a look at Manny's road to the Dome. Started off with an easy win over Vidalia, 59-0. Got a lot harder in round two against East Feliciana. Had to come from behind to win that game. Stuffy Wiseman had 2 touchdowns in that contest. In the quarterfinals, they rushed for over 400 yards. Terrence Williams had 183 yards and 5 touchdowns as the Tigers defeated Pine. And then in the semifinals, they defeated the defending Class 1A state champion Kentwood Kangaroos, 17-14. The final score in that contest.
Kentwood gave them a challenge, but they came back and Manny held on and won the football game. Should be one of those nail biters here today, Jeff. I really expect him to do it.
Here's a look at the Farraday head football coach, Stanley Smith. He is an alum of Farraday. This means so much to him. He played for the Raging Cajuns. He was a linebacker for them for 4 seasons. Went to Ferriday from 1997 to 2000. He's in his 3rd season as the head coach. 34-8. Here's their road to the Dome. Started off with an easy win over Vinton, 58-0. Defeated 16-seeded Port Ellen, 36-13. Knocked off Kinder in the quarterfinals, 40-21. And then in the semifinals against Amite, who won the 2A championship last year and defeated Farraday in the semifinals in 2018. The Warriors jumped out to a 14-0 lead over the Trojans, but Farraday came back and won that game rather easily, 42-14. But that's a good sign for this Farraday team. They took a punch in that game against Amite last week. They responded and scored 42 unanswered points, Greg.
Yeah, well, it shows you the explosiveness of their offense. You don't want to have to get in a position where you got to come back and score that many points. But, they also remember last year when they lost to Amite in the semis, 44-20. So they know now in order to win these things, you've got to be ready to play. You got to play solid defense, but you've got to have some offense as well.
Yeah, that was an Amite team that was loaded last year with guys like Ishmael Sapshire, who was one of the top defensive linemen in the country, now playing with the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's take a look at our officials for this one. Mike McClendon is our referee. Matthew Bird, the umpire. Reggie English, the head linesman. Scott Center is your line judge. Brad Roth, the back judge. Chris Forcade, the side judge. And then Steven Straumeyer is the field judge. And our officiating crew comes from New Orleans. So not a far drive to get to the Superdome. Manny will get the football first.
The officials are from the Greater New Orleans.
Both teams, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, are going to look to run the football, especially Manny. That's what they want to do. They want to wear teams down.
Yeah, when you talk to the coaches, they talk about just physically beating teams up and grind them down. Just old-fashioned football. We'll see how much of that they get to do.
Now time for the Cox opening kickoff. So Farraday in the gold jerseys, Manny in the white. Again, since 1956, since Farraday has won a state championship, they were last in a state championship game in 1984. Manny has won 1 state championship That was a 7-point win over Kinder. Bit of a sky kick to begin our Class 2A state championship game, and absolutely no return possible there for Terrence Williams. And so the Tigers will start from their own 36-yard line, and there is Cadillac Roan. Aquarius is his name, but we're going to go with Cadillac. That's what they call him. He is a straight A student, thrown for 753 yards. He's rushed for over 500 yards. Just a tremendous athlete, a junior. And during the course of this game, we're going to be talking about a lot of guys that are juniors and sophomores. This Jennings team might be a year early as far as getting to the dome, and they run it off the right end. They get about 4 yards. Let's take a look at the Manny Tigers starting lineup, brought to you by Pepware. The offensive line was completely rebuilt in the offseason. They have 3 seniors, Kobe Tedder, A.J. Hale, and Josh Glenn. Braxton Erab is really good. He's a 6', 218-pound junior. Drake Dye, he is a big play maker there at tight end. Second down and 5. They're running up the gut. Only a couple of yards. Let's take a look at Faraday's defense again. Starting lineup brought to you by Pepware. Farraday only allowing 10 points a game. Kylan Lewis, 14 sacks on the season. Blake Tarver has 8 sacks on the year. The defensive secondary is good as well. Tevin Bird at linebacker. He's a thumper, nearly 200 tackles. Sebastian Turner, you got to watch out for him as well. That's Kobe Johnson, number 5, an outside linebacker, a junior. Third down and 3. And the Tigers will move the chains. They get it to the 50-yard line, a 5-yard gain. And we're seeing them run the ball. That's Terrence Williams, and some nice blocking there, Greg.
Terrence Williams got a really good block up front. Watch him run the football here. He's patient, looking for the hole. You see the guard pull out in front. He knows he only needs a couple of yards, and he wants to make sure he gets in the hole and just takes advantage of that. Watch him right here. Just follow his guard inside. Now he's got the first down. That's a good piece of blocking up front, but a good job by the running back, Terrence Williams, just reading his way in there.
Josh Glenn and Braxton Ebarb, the 2 linemen pulling on the play, leading the charge. And a run up the middle. There's the dive from Manny. They only get a couple of yards. Second down and 8. Ferriday runs a 4-3 defense. They want to get 11 hats to the ball as you take a look at Cadillac Roan.
It's a little unusual way to get the play in. Most people will signal it in or run it in through a wide receiver or running back. They choose it just to have the quarterback come over and give it to him directly.
Well, I think it's just weird that they're huddling up, Greg. In today's day and age of high school football, you see a lot of up-tempo or spread offenses hardly ever huddle up. Even running the football here with Terrence Williams. Williams gets a few more yards to the 45. Manning averaging 37 points a game. They've scored 50 or more 4 times this year. They averaged 309 yards on the ground, 54 through the air. Third down and 6 coming up for Manny. On the season, Manny is converted on third down 48% of the time. On 3rd and 6. They give it to Stuffy Wiseman. And Wiseman going to be a yard shy of the first down. There was a big hit in the middle of the field. Stuffy Wiseman is a big boy, 5'9", 235 pounds, rushed for 146 yards last week.
Just a little counter play. Looks like he was going to pick up the first down. I thought the hole opened up for him, but then he just all of a sudden it closed.
Jabarius Jefferson on the tackle, another junior on that Trojans defense. 4th down and short 1. Wiseman pumping those legs, and he's got the first down based on forward progress to the 38. Well, when you're 235 pounds, Greg, it makes it a little easier on that 4th and 1.
Yeah, just kind of any little crease, a little crack inside, he's going to pick up the first down.
Head coach Jess Curtis said he looks like Jerome Bettis, and he's right.
he's a load.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, the thing about it is that they're running the football, they're pounding the ball and pounding the ball. at some point you're going to get a play action, and they're going to try to throw one down the field because they got the defense on their heels now.
Thrown under center, and there it is, Greg. They throw it, and there's a man wide open. Dagan Knipers to the 20-yard line, just like you called, Greg.
Yeah, anytime you start running the ball and being successful, and then all of a sudden you got 9 hands to the ball on defense, it's tough. You watch it, it's just going to be the play action. You got to remember now the linebackers are reading the play action. You see them, they're all going with the play action. You see the tight end just come across the formation, a little shallow crossing route, and he's wide open. There's nobody there. That's an easy throw for your quarterback.
9 catches on the season for Knipers. 150 yards coming into the game. It's now 1st and 10 at the 20. Manny on the opening drive of the 2A state championship game, and almost breaking it was Terrence Williams. Someone grabbed him, and he got tripped up after a 5-yard gain.
51. Roosevelt Davis.
But, you know, Terrence Williams, he's going to think it's offensive line when he looks back at plays like this because nobody's touching it until he gets to that second level. He gets to the linebacker level. That's when the first hit comes. That tells you the big guys up front on the offense are doing a great job.
Again, Terrence Williams, 1,814 yards rushing. Stuffy Wiseman, 1,720 yards rushing. That's a lot of yards on the ground. And they like 2nd and 5 in an offense like this. Nothing happening there. Good job. They've clogged up the middle and getting the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Kylan Lewis, 27 tackles for a loss going into this game, and he does a nice job here.
Yeah, he's watching the middle. There's just no movement, no place to go, and he tries to bounce it to the outside. Just no room.
So now it's 3rd down and 5. 3rd down and 6.
If Farraday, defensively, this is what you want to do. You want to get them behind the chains. Well, they almost have to throw the football.
The pitch to Williams, and he gets cut down after a pickup of only a couple of yards.
No, when you see a 3rd down and 5 and they run the football like that, that tells you he's going to go for it on 4th down. He's already made that decision. He's saying, listen, if we pick up 2 yards at least, we're going on 4th down. Be surprised if he kicks a field goal here. But he may take it anyway, get the points early.
Well, they don't really have an extra point kicker.
Well, that's the other reason. Yeah. But he's going to try this.
Well, actually, excuse me, I was looking at Farraday. My fault there, but Trotter LaFollette, who's kicked a 47-yarder this season, is out there.
Most coaches, if they run the football on 3rd down and 3rd and long, they're going to go for it on 4th down.
30-yard field goal try. And it is good. Nicely done. LaFollette is now 6 of 9 on field goals as Manny scores on its opening drive. 3-0 over Ferriday.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, you may qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, so you won't have to make any payments to the IRS. That's right. If you qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, you won't make any IRS payments once you are accepted. Once you're in the IRS Fresh Start program, the IRS will stop all harassing and threatening collection activities. Call Fidelity Tax Relief at 800-430-2910 to see if you qualify. 800-430-2910.
They did it! If it weren't for them, this would just be the guy who brings me pizza.
We'd just be staring awkwardly at the numbers changing.
We would have run out of things to talk about a long time ago.
He'd just be the loud guy in 4B.
We'd have nothing in common. We'd still just be friends.
And we'd all be strangers.
Cox, we're fans too.
Good drive for the Manny Tigers to begin the football game in this Class 2A state championship game as they lead the Farraday Trojans. Jess Curtis, he played at Manny. Got it in his blood as far as coaching and wanting to lead this Manny Tigers team when he had a chance to play in the 1988 state championship game. They lost to Jonesboro Hodge that season. He was a tight end for Manny. Short kick. Going to take a bounce, a high bounce. This is a live ball, remember. Oh, just jumping on it is the return man, and not much happening there. That was a little nerve-wracking there. Jaquarius Davis finally got his hands on it. Don't miss the remaining championship matchups of the 2019 All-State Sugar Bowl Prep Classic on Cox Sports Television. Here's the look at the rest of the schedule with one more game coming up tonight and 3 games tomorrow starting at noon. All games are live right here on CST. St. James, the #1 seed, going up against Jennings, the #23 seed. Oak Grove back in the state championship game. They lost to Kentwood in the 1A title game last year. Carr and Warren East in a rematch of last year's state championship game. And Acadiana Destrehan is also a rematch of the 2014 state title game. The Farraday Trojans are explosive on offense, averaging 49 points a game. And Jaquarius Davis got the run. Let's take a look at Kobe Dillon. We already talked about him. He's thrown for nearly 2,000 yards. He's rushed for almost 1,400 yards. Last week, 215 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, and he threw 73 yards. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's athletic. He's improved as a passer. Several schools taking a look at him. The screen pass, it was snuffed out perfectly by Keelan Williams. Let's take a look at Faraday's starting lineup, brought to you by Pepware. On that offensive line, Roosevelt Davis is the key. He missed all of last year with an ACL injury, but he's back out there this season. 6 foot, 285 pounds. Your running back, the main one, is Byron Milligan, 1,500 yards rushing on the season. And Elijah White, he's nearly has 1,000 yards receiving. On first down, they get a couple of yards there and not much happening. Roy Miller, who's very quick along that defensive line, made the tackle. Also on that defensive line, it's Robert Eves and Jeremiah Hills, who's 355 pounds. The linebackers, Travis Edmondson flies around out there, 46 tackles. Justin Greer's got 58. Abraham Strahan's got 62. And then the defensive secondary, they're very good as well. Keelan Williams, we've already mentioned his name. Second down and 9, they're going deep. Man open, and he dropped it. Flat out dropped it. Did Myron Milligan, who's got 16 catches on the season. That should have been 17.
I'll tell you what, Myron Milligan's not going to get an easier pass. I mean, he's never get an easier pass to catch. You watch this, he beats his man. He's got about a 3 to 4 yard cushion, and he was thinking about 6 points. Watch his head. See his head? His eyes didn't follow the football all the way to his hands. He was thinking 6 points and thinking about what dance he was going to do in the end zone, and he didn't get there. Watch his quarterback. He can't believe it.
Oh, man.
Kobe Dillon put it right on him. I mean, he hit it right in the hands.
So 3rd down and 8. Manny defensively this year has only allowed teams to convert on 3rd down 35% of the time. We have whistles, and I believe we may have a timeout.
Delay of game, number 1 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, Pete, 3rd down.
Well, Stanley Smith, the head coach for Farraday, would like to forget about these last 2 plays. The drop touchdown pass, and then you get 5 yards on the offsides penalty.
But it shows you that Faraday's not afraid to take some shots, and they're going to take some shots on the Manny secondary.
Manny runs a 3-3 stack defense. Here comes some pressure. Dillon gets out of there. Flag down again. Dillon goes down at about the 33.
Keeps in the play. There is a flag.
Justin Greer on the tackle, who's really played well in the postseason. Looks like another penalty as the New Orleans officiating crew calls another one against Farraday.
Looks like Faraday's going to get caught for holding here in the offensive backfield.
Holding, number 54 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, the ball's going to go over on downs to Manny, and that's a good defensive start. If you're Manny, you really dodged a bullet, almost gave up a touchdown, and then you force him to punt.
So out to punt for Farraday will be Byron Milligan. And to return, it's C.J. Woods. We have a flag.
I think this one's going to be on Farraday as well. They may have.
False start, number 33 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, Pete, 4th down.
Well, maybe some jitters here early on for Farraday. Manny, even though it's been since 2014 since they've been in the state championship game, they have at least had a coach who's been here, a coaching staff that has been here. That certainly helps as far as getting your guys prepared, and that being Jess Curtis. Here's the punt. It's a line drive punt. This is going to work out well for Farraday. It's going to bounce and roll, and Manny will take over at their own 28. 3:10 to go in the first quarter. That was a 44-yard punt. We'll be back after this on CST.
Hello, I'm Eddie Bonine, Executive Director of the LHSAA. I'd like to thank our regional healthcare partners for supporting our schools and student athletes. Our regional healthcare partners provide first-class medical coverage for the student athletes of Louisiana as they compete in this year's state championship events. For more partnership information, go to lhsaa.org. Thanks again to all of these groups for partnering with the LHSAA.
As Tiger fans, we've shared some incredible moments.
The earthquake game,
Championships in the Dome,
the bluegrass miracle,
and the walk-off homer to win it all.
these are just a few of the great LSU moments that remind us to never give up.
If you've been injured, this is your moment. Don't give up.
Let Dudley DeBosier fight to help you win.
Demand Dudley DeBosier, the official injury lawyers of LSU Athletics. 444-4444.
Back inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome as you take a look at New Orleans on a Friday afternoon. Glad you could join us on Cox Sports Television. Let's take a look at the keys to victory.
Well, you see, for Manny, just win the time of possession. That's what they like to do, hammer the football. And we saw that on the first drive. They did a good job of it. And Corey Dillon couldn't get outside. Had a chance to score, but didn't miss. Had a pass drop on him. And then for Farraday, be more physical and pick up the blitz, because I tell you, they're going to get plenty of it.
Second drive of the afternoon and a nice run. More of it for Stuffy Wiseman, who might have gotten a first down there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you watch him, a big fella like that, though, when you play against somebody, what you want to do is the defensive backs are telling the defensive lineman, don't let that guy back here, because if you do, here's what's going to happen. He's going to hurt one of us back here. I mean, you watch the little defensive backs, they don't want no part of him, but he runs with the attitude that he tries to look them up. He wants to find them.
He certainly does. He is tough, averaging 6.6 yards a carry, 22 touchdowns on the year. Terrence Williams for a couple. I mean, Jess Curtis told us they have just wore down teams. Yeah, I think he used the expression, we've ran teams down into the dirt.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he said. He wants to run them down in the dirt. But, you know, defensively, what you've got to do if you're Farraday, you've got to throw them for a loss at some point. You've got to get them for a loss. And then you force them to have to come out of that running game, or you score points on them and you get so far behind, you get them so far behind, then they've got to throw the football.
Second down and 8. Coming up on the 2-minute mark of the first quarter in this 2A state championship game. Cadillac Roan's going to throw for the second time, and he goes downfield but incomplete. Here are the storylines for the Manny Tigers and their head coach, Jess Curtis. In his 9th season, 85-12 again, seeking their second state title since 24. They lost their first 3 games. Lost to 3A Union Parish, 5A Natchitoches Central, and 4A North DeSoto.
Can you imagine starting the season 0-3? You don't think you're going to make it here to the finals?
No. The loss to the Griffins was by 1 point. Then they started turning it around. They beat Red River by 2 touchdowns, Winfield by 1 point, and Loyola Prep by 15 points.
I think the big thing was his running game started to come around.
Well, interesting call here on 3rd and 7. They're not going to get the first down. Not even close. Farraday is forced to 3 and out. Kobe Johnson, one of the defenders there for the Trojans. And now Manny is 1 for 4 on 3rd downs this afternoon. Good job by Stanley Smith's defense.
Yeah, well, this running game of Manny's gets in trouble is when it becomes 3rd down and more than 3 or 4. Now you really got some problems, because you can't run it and pick it up unless you're going to be in 4-down territory. But if you're Farraday, Jeff, you got to take the ball and score right here. You got to get some points.
Trotter LaFayette on the punt. Line drive, end over end punt. The return man will let it just die there at the 23-yard line. Let's check in with Carly McCord.
Well, talking to the Farraday program earlier this week and their coaching staff, they said one of the things that they like to do in the offseason is have their guys run track and field. They even won a state championship in the 4x1. And other sports like track obviously help them keep in shape. And they think if you're going to be an athlete, you got to be an athlete, and you got to do more than just what they provide for them in the offseason conditioning.
Certainly so. They got a lot of 3-year players on this team. That has really helped. Mentioned it earlier, they lost to Amite in the semifinals last year. And in 2017, they lost to St. Helena in the semifinals. So they've been to the semifinals the last couple of years and just come up short. They got first down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Keeping it is Kobe Dillon, and he is brought down quickly. That's Tackett Curtis, who is the nephew of Jess Curtis. Let's take a look at some of the storylines involving these Trojans. First state title game appearance since 1984. They're on the 13-game winning streak. Their offense has been magnificent, averaging 466 yards a game, and they've been giving up just 10 points. Back in the 50s, Farraday was a powerhouse. They won 4 straight state championships. They won 54 games in a row, Greg. And here's a big run out into the open. Across the 50, a nasty stiff arm at the end of it by Byron Milligan, and the Trojans in Manny territory for the first time tonight. 35-yard run by the senior running back.
Well, you look at Byron Milligan now. He's going to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage right there. He breaks 1, 2. Now it just becomes a foot race, and it looked like he almost was going to break away and score, but they're able to get him down. Watch him just get him off of a stiff arm. Good job right there.
Oh, could have been face mask.
Could have been face mask. Good job by the defender, though, to run through that stiff arm and get him to the ground. Because if not, Byron Milligan scores a touchdown.
We do have an instant replay judge, but penalties are not, you cannot review a penalty. That's the end of our first quarter. A good first quarter in this Class 2A state championship game. Enjoy yourself tonight. This is going to be a good one. Manny and Farraday back after this.
Attention Juul users. If you are a young adult or the parent of a minor who used a Juul device and suffered serious health problems, including nicotine addiction, nicotine poisoning, seizures, stroke, heart or lung problems, multiple cavities, or mental health problems, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the number on your screen or visit JuulHurt.com immediately for a free consultation. Juul devices are highly addictive and were aggressively marketed to young people. Again, if you or a loved one used a Juul device and suffered serious injury, including nicotine addiction, nicotine poisoning, seizures, stroke, heart or lung problems, multiple cavities, or mental health problems, call the number on your screen or visit JuulHurt.com now for a free consultation.
Right now, children are arriving in hospitals across Central Africa. Pierre is 4 years old, but because of a simple lack of nutrition, he's fighting to stay alive. Your small monthly donation of just $10 could be the reason a child like Pierre survives. And thanks to special government grants that are available now, every dollar you give can go 10 times further for an even bigger impact. Call the number on your screen or go online today.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-209-4389. That's 1-800-209-4389. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Back inside a Mercedes-Benz Superdome, Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, and Carly McCord on the sidelines. Farraday down 3-0, but they're in Manny territory as Dillon throws on the run and nicely executed there. To the 30-yard line, the completion going to Sebastian Turner, who's got 9 catches on the year. That's going to be a first down for Farraday.
That's a good job by Dillon that time. He's scrambling around to, he's not looking to run the football. He's still got his eyes down the field, and just a good delivery to pick up some yards.
Kobe Dillon, Grambling, Southern Miss, Raging Cajuns, Nichols, all looking at recruiting him as an athlete. He would love to be a quarterback at the next level. 6 foot, 210 pounds. He'll run it. Not much running room there. Closed down quickly. Abram Strahan makes all the calls. A catcher on that Manny baseball team on the tackle. A loss of a yard. And then you also take a look at Justin Greer was there as well. As you look at Kobe Dillon, who's averaged 13 yards a carry this season. That's pretty impressive.
Well, what they want him to do, what the Ferriday coaches would like for Kobe Dillon to do is to drop back and be patient and then deliver the football. They'd much rather have him throwing the ball and have him just run when things break down.
2nd down and 11. They run it with Milligan. Milligan's got a blocker with him. Milligan sheds a tackler inside the 20-yard line. Another 1st down for the Trojans as they get closer to getting some points on the board in this 2nd quarter.
Watch Milligan as he's running here. There's nobody out there to block, so they're looking for someone to block. If he just go ahead and take off, he'll pick up much more yards, but he's able to pick up the 1st down anyway. But no white shirts show up, and he's just kind of cruising along.
This is a big Class 2A offensive line. Roosevelt Davis, 285 pounds. Vincent Hollins, 280. Kendrick Carter, 270. The small guy is Broderick Hawkins at 200, and then there's Dontavius Henderson. He's all 330. Dillon to the end zone. Man open. Touchdown, Trojans. Caught by Elijah White. His 11th touchdown catch. 17 yards.
Well, you watch Kobe Dillon. I mean, he almost tried to hand the ball to Elijah White. Instead of just drilling it, he just kind of lofted over to him and got the touchdown.
22 touchdown passes on the year for Dillon.
I watched Dillon. He's got plenty of time. So he just kind of lofts it out there and lets his receiver run underneath it and touchdown.
Farraday, as I mentioned, does not have a field goal kicker, so they're going to go for 2 every game. And they run the jet sweep. And our score will stay 6-3. Justin Burns unable to get into the end zone. Early in the 2nd quarter, Kobe Dillon, the senior QB, making his presence known with this beautiful touchdown pass.
Joe Brown Park has always been a kind of haven, but the storm left it in a mess. Kids that don't have a safe place to play and go to end up in trouble. After Katrina, I didn't know if Joe Brown would ever come back, but it did, and today its facilities are second to none. We're developing kids that will become champions in our community, in school, in business, and in life.
Coaching basketball is a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours. You put on many different hats. You're a teacher, you're a coach, you're a counselor, you're just everything. And I love my players. I like to see them win and lose and be, cry and just get back up and fight. And there is no ultimate outcome to shoot for. It would just be playing a game. Athletics and sports is more than just basketball. It's more than just a game. It's a part of life.
Join Victor Howell, Scott Shanley, and our Saints insider Mike Neighbors Monday night for all your Saints game day needs. We start our coverage at 5:30 p.m. with Saints game day as we get you ready for the black and gold matchup against the Colts. Then right after the game, tune in for post-game coverage on Saints tonight as Deuce McAllister joins the group. And we bring our exclusive one-on-one interview with you with Drew Brees. Colts come in a desperate team. Saints a little bit banged up, but feeling good right now are the Farraday Trojans. Elijah White, who has been one of their standout wide receivers, the leading receiver on this Farraday team, just caught his 11th touchdown pass of the year. Again, not much of a kicking game for Farraday. That was handled nicely by Terrence Williams after the initial bobble. And the Tigers, decent field position at the 36-yard line.
you know, when you don't have a kicker and you kick like that, you're going to give up really good field position almost every time.
Well, here's Cadillac Roan back out there. This kid is a tremendous athlete. He can make some throws, too. We just haven't seen it just yet. Point guard on the basketball team, a field general. Someone that will never give up. And Jess Curtis gave him a really good compliment. I've never heard a coach say it like this. Said you can feel his presence from the sidelines. Gives you an idea of what kind of a commander Roan is out there. And for more on Cadillac, let's go down to the field and Carly McCord.
Well, guys, we also asked Coach Curtis earlier in the week if he knew why he was called Cadillac, and he told us he didn't. But I got the T for us. I did just find out and get confirmation of why that is his nickname. Apparently, his dad wanted to name him Cadillac DeVille when he was born, and his mom said absolutely not. So his dad said, well, I'm going to call him Cadillac anyway, so hopefully something special. Obviously, he is, guys.
No, I knew Carly would find out. I don't know if you need to do much research to find out why they call him Stuffy. I think it's pretty obvious, maybe. Play action fake, and they're going to dump it off to Stuffy Wiseman. Look out. That is a locomotive coming down at you. And I tell you what, Damian Milligan did the right thing. Go down low on the big fella.
Well, Damian Milligan that time, watch him. He's going to see him coming, and he's just going to go down and hope the guy trips over him. I mean, you watch this. There's no doubt. He's just going to go down on the ground and hope he trips over.
You know, Stuffy could have just angled out of bounds, took his first down, and went back to the huddle. No, he wanted to inflict pain on a defender.
When you're 5'8", you know, when you're that big, 237 pounds, he wants to leave a mark on one of those defensive backs.
At the 46-yard line, little counter play, and running it back the other way is Reginald Mitchell. But good job defensively by Farraday Sebastian Turner, a senior DB who serves as a coach on the field, stopping Mitchell from really getting anywhere far, only a gain of 6. And a flag comes in late here, very late, like after the team started huddling up again. Might be a sideline warning on Manny.
Sideline warning, Manny. That's their first of the half.
Well, Jess Curtis pacing those sidelines there. This Manny team losing 3 straight times to the semifinals last year to Welsh. They also lost to Welsh, the Greyhounds, in 2017. And in 2016, they were the top seed and lost to Sterlington 40-37. They are the first team from Central Louisiana in the Superdome since 2015. Flag before the snap.
This is going to be a procedure call. I think it's going to go against Manny. Looks like somebody jumped inside. One of the linemen, they were getting ready to the lineman had to pull and got an early start.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 79 in the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
For Manny, this is their 4th trip to the Dome. They were runner-ups in 2013 when they lost to the Yellow Jackets of Kinder, 34-20. 8.5 go before halftime. Much of Sabine Parish is here today to watch these Manny Tigers, and a lot of Concordia Parish here to watch Farraday. They wanted to get the screen. Ball is out. Recovered by Farraday. Huge momentum play.
Well, that's that turnover we talked about. Trying to protect the football. You've got to protect the ball. They turn it over, and now you're really setting Farraday up in good position.
Roosevelt Davis recovered it. Again, he missed all of last year with an ACL injury, but he pounced on this one as Cadillac was hit from behind and lost a wheel. Jarring the football loose for Farraday, Kylan Lewis. For Lewis, his 15th sack of the season, and as you mentioned, Greg, Farraday in excellent field position at the 31.
We'll see if you're Farraday. A lot of coaches, when they get a turnover that quick, you go play action and try to throw it deep and score quickly.
That's what they're going to do, but nobody open downfield. Dillon will just throw that away.
Good job that time by Manny. They were playing excellent defense. They had man coverage. Nobody got fooled by the play action pass. They stayed with their men, and there was nowhere to throw the football.
And good job by Kobe Dillon. Didn't try to force something there. 2nd and 10.
When you get a sudden change like that, a big momentum shift, you come out offensively and you try to take a shot, try to catch somebody sleeping and getting close to the line of scrimmage and see if you can't get a cheap touchdown. Good job by Manny, though. Everybody stayed home, played their keys, and they were able to stop for no gain.
Very little running room for Milligan. Justin Greer, one of the first guys there defensively for the Manny Tigers, who are allowing 22 points a game, but only 260 yards of total offense. In the game against Kentwood, the semifinal win for Manny, they had defensively 3 stops in the red zone. So huge, and they ended up winning that game by 3 points over the Kangaroos.
Well, the big thing about Manny is you normally don't get many offensive opportunities. They keep the ball away from you with that huge running game that they have.
3rd down and 9. 0 for 1 on 3rd down. Oh, a little razzle-dazzle here on the reverse. Elijah White, who's already got a touchdown tonight, just picked himself up a first down, a big first down for Farraday.
Good misdirection that time, and just Elijah White came back on the reverse. See, everything is going to go one way. Blocking goes that way. All the keys tell you the ball is going to go to the right, and he comes back left. That's a good job right there. Good timing, you call it. Watch everybody move. See all the white shirts? They're running the other way. Good execution.
Justin Burns, some nice blocking downfield, too. Wow, throwing him down, Justin Greer. And looking for a horse collar was the running back, Kobe Johnson. Not going to happen, though.
Kobe Johnson, the ball carrier.
Lost him, too.
Watch Justin Greer just come in and then. Good job. No horse collar. Didn't get inside the shoulder pads.
I would say Justin Greer is a pretty strong guy to do something like that. 2nd and 12.
Again, this is what you want to do to this offense. You want to throw them for a loss. Make them have to throw the football down the field.
Dillon, good completion to the near side, short of the first down. As it was caught by Burns. Gets rewarded for his blocking. Keelan Williams on him. 7-yard gain. 3rd and about 5.
A gain of 7.
When you talk about Kobe Dillon, and one of the things he did on that play was they wanted to take a shot deep. It wasn't there. He checked it down and said, hey, look, if I can pick up 5 yards, 6 yards, make it a 3rd down and 5, which is 3rd and a little bit manageable.
Flags. This might be 5 yards against Farraday.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5-yard. Number 76, I believe, jump.
Ball start. Number 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
When you're 330 pounds, Greg, you make a move. It's easy to see by the officials.
Yeah, and you know when you're that big and you're going to pull, you want to get as early a start as you can. I mean, this is a big guy. He's trying to get out in front of those running backs. He's got to get out there, and sometimes you get a little inchy and jump early.
Another 3rd and long for Farraday. 3rd and 10.
Don't be surprised if they throw something deep here, because one of the things Manny's doing, they're playing man-to-man coverage all across the board. They're not going to double anybody.
Manny likes to blitz, too. Let's see if they bring the house. They certainly do. Dillon sees it. One-on-one coverage. Batted away. Great job defensively. Knocked out of there by Cadillac Roan, going both ways for the Manny Tigers.
You talk about an athlete. You watch this man-to-man. First of all, you see the blitz coming inside. They pick it up. You got plenty of time, but watch the coverage here. Great defensive coverage. Good ball skills. Looking back for the ball. He knows where the receiver is. That's a good job right there. Just had it covered the whole time.
Roan had a big interception last week in the semifinal win over Kentwood. He's been playing more on defense in the postseason. Huge 4th down as Farraday trying to take advantage of the turnover.
Yeah, Farraday may want to throw somewhere else. I wouldn't throw at him.
Over the middle, and it's complete. The defender got caught up with the referee. That's a 1st down. And a break for Farraday. The defender was there, but he ran into the official. 12-yard pickup as Kobe Johnson made the catch.
Well, that's the old pick play. Just use the official. Just watch the official in the middle. He's just looking, and all of a sudden you see a crossing route, a shallow cross. Defender's with him. He gets blocked off. Good job by the wide receiver of using the official to get free.
1st and goal at the 6. No running room. Good job by Manny's defense. There were a couple Tigers led by Tackett Curtis.
Well, I think this one might come back. It looked like a little motion on the offense. I think a couple of them got started a little early. Looks like the receiver or somebody may have moved out on the end.
Illegal shift, number 6 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
No play.
Watch the receiver at the top. See, he's moving around. He's still trying to get set. Yeah. They just snapped the ball before he can get set. This play should have been a touchdown. When they got the football and the receiver and the running backs going out there was no defenders out there. He just kind of slowed down. He's waiting on his blockers instead of just going to the outside.
Well, if you saw the replay, Kobe Dillon had his arms up in the air. He thought it was a touchdown. Now from the 11, Dillon looking to his left. And that's a tough completion and a nice job by Tackett Curtis hitting the receiver, Byron Milligan. Curtis is just a freshman, but man, is he a tough player who plays with an edge. 35 tackles on the year. Second and goal now from the 11-yard line. Can Manny's defense come up with another red zone stand? Like they had 3 last week. This is a defense like really the entire team that has just gelled as the weeks have gone on. Progressed well. Dillon bouncing it to the outside. Dillon to the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown Trojans. 11 yards.
You watch Kobe Dillon. When he gets to the outside, I mean, there's nobody there. And then when he gets across the line of scrimmage, he's only got one man to beat.
Well, I thought they had him pinned in there, Greg. I couldn't believe he was able to get to the outside.
Yeah, if he just looked to the outside, but if he just bounced it out there because there's no one out there. They had him trapped inside, but he bounced it outside and was able to get the touchdown.
Been a tough few minutes here for Manny to turn over and then allowing him to convert on 4th and long. And again, Farraday will go for 2 without an extra point kicker. Oh, nice little shuffle pass. Nicely drawn up, and Blake Tarver in the end zone for 2. And the Trojans now up by 11. Kobe Dillon has thrown a touchdown pass, and he's ran for 1.
Friend, do you remember when it felt good to withdraw your cash from the bank to expand a business, go on vacation, or buy a new car? Well, today, withdrawing your own cash has become a very risky business, according to The Secret War, a shocking new research report. I just read it. And folks, I was amazed to learn why banks are now required to spy on us for the government and then report any suspicious or unusual behavior. I suggest you get The Secret War free. Just call the number on the screen, no charge, from the folks at Swiss America. And get this. Did you know simply spending cash today may be enough to have you branded as a potential criminal? That's right. The new war on cash is really a war against all freedom-loving Americans. The Secret War is yours free, so call the number on the screen and you can tell them Pat Boone gave you the number.
Ferriday Trojans leading the Manny Tigers 14-3. Some sweet tunes coming from the Farraday band, and Kobe Dillon very impressive after the turnover. The 11-yard touchdown run by Dillon.
9 plays, 69 yards, and the big thing was 2 minutes and 38 seconds came off the clock. I mean, neither one of these teams are going to want to throw it. They're going to pound it at each other.
So Farraday to kick it. Blake Tarver, who just scored that 2-point conversion, has it teed up. Little end over end kick. Taken on one hop to the 37.
Number 6,
Download the new LHSAA live app today for scores, schedules, news, and more. Great tool for those Moving into the winter sports now, soccer, basketball. Cadillac Roan fumbled the football the last time he had it. That set up the touchdown drive by Farraday. And with Manny now down by 11, Greg, you get the sense that Manny needs to respond right here.
They've got to get something going. At least move the football a little bit. Get a drive.
Terrence Williams for 3.
Number 1, Terrence Williams carries.
Colin Lewis there defensively.
Manny's going to go no huddle. They're just going to try to go hurry up and see if they can't get some momentum going.
Pitch it, Stuffy Wiseman. For about 4 as they methodically move the football. Wiseman's longest run of the season is 66 yards. I would love to see that run. I have to go on huddle and try to find that. That had to be fun to watch. They pitch it to Stuffy, and he is stuffed. Behind the line of scrimmage, Roosevelt Davis, another impact play for Farraday, and Jess Curtis has got to make a decision here.
You know what? One of the things you've got an unbalanced line by Manny that time there. See the unbalanced? They got all those white shirts over there. But it's a good job by coming up by Farraday. They're outnumbered to that side, but they're still able to make the stop.
And they go for it on 4th down, and they don't get it. They're 2 yards shy. Jess Curtis gambles. Farraday has the ball back in Manny territory.
Well, Manny tried to go hurry up that time. Maybe they can catch the defense off balance, but credit to Farraday. They were ready to play. That unbalanced look gives a lot of teams problems. And, you know, I think Manny was thinking, yeah, see the unbalanced look here. If you look to the right of the screen, they've got more white shirts out there. Here's the center. They've only got 2 guys to the backside. But the defense comes up and penetration kills the play.
How about that call, Greg? 4th down by 11.
If you're Farraday, you're thinking, if we put it in the end zone here, this is going to take them away from that running game. Manny's going to have to get out of it and try to throw the football a little bit. Once again, you got a sudden change. Do you want to throw the ball down the field?
Dillon will go downfield. Man wide open. Caught. Touchdown. Trojans. Elijah White, his 2nd touchdown grab. This one for 45 yards.
Yeah, you're going to flip your man. You're going to play man-to-man coverage on the outside. You know, from Farraday, you do exactly that. You go play action, sudden change. If you just got the ball back, and throw it down the field when you got the man-to-man coverage.
Dillon had all day to throw. The Farraday offensive line doing a nice job on Manny's defense. And they'll go for 2 again, up by 17 now with 4:24 to go before halftime. They bring the blitz. Dillon has to roll out. Zips one, incomplete, deflected out of there. Cadillac Roan got a hand on it. But let's look at this touchdown pass by Dillon. His 23rd of the season.
You see they've got man coverage everywhere. He gets some protection, and then Dillon knows he wants to go wide right to the right side because it's a lot of space out there. Cadillac was the one that got beat.
Yeah, he did. He must have stalled out there somewhere.
Well, he took a look in the backfield that time. Once you turn and look in the backfield, those receivers will run away from you. These guys from Farraday are too good. You can't play them man-to-man.
White is a junior, 5'9", 175 pounds. Really good in the short, quick passing game. And he can run his routes well, too, and he ran a nice one there. And the folks from Farraday feel like they're close to winning their first state championship since 1956. I mentioned this a little bit earlier back, but they won 54 games in a row when they won 4 straight championships in the mid-50s. That is still the longest winning streak in Louisiana high school football history. Not many guys are still around, though, from that 56 team. The 84 team that went to the state championship, those guys are still around, and they've been encouraging this Farraday team throughout. Tarver, line drive, taken at the 27. Attacking Curtis. Got it to the 39-yard line. Get the best in Gulf South Sports Talk by tuning in Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. to After Further Review with Matt Moscona. Get Matt's take on LSU Saints, Pelicans, and much, much more every week right here on CST. At the 40-yard line, well, we said it last drive, Greg, that Manny needed to respond. Now it's a must-respond drive here for Manny. Preferably taking the rest of the time off of this second quarter and at least cutting this lead down to 10.
Well, you've got to you really want to do, if you're Manny, you want one touchdown, one score before half. Try to get the ball in the end zone before half to make this game a little bit more competitive.
Official All-State Sugar Bowl.
25-yard line, 45-yard line, excuse me, 2nd and 5. Drake Dye is the wide receiver. Again, he's a playmaker out there. Maybe they lull these guys to sleep enough. Gain of a couple of yards.
Number 39.
He was swallowed up on the play by Dontavius Henderson.
Dontavius Henderson. A gain of 2.
Dontavius Henderson, big guy inside. There was no movement at all, no place to run.
Another 3rd down and 3. Manny is 1 of 5 on 3rd down.
Well, you would think that they've got to put the ball in Cadillac's hands here on some kind of a rollout. Get him out there where he can use his athleticism.
Instead, Stuffy Wiseman gets the 1st down to the 48 off the right side.
Stuffy's got that number 39. Reminds you of Larry Zonka.
Yeah, right. That's a good one.
Kind of runs like Zonka, too.
Yeah.
I mean, he, hadn't seen a defensive back. He didn't want to run over.
You don't see too many running backs wearing number 39 anymore. 1st and 10 at the 48. We'll throw it. Roan will dump it. Here's Stuffy again for a yard. Well defended by Jabarius Jefferson, a junior.
Number 9, Zacharias Roan's pass complete to number 39, Shamarian Wiseman.
Farraday is a team that really defensively, they like to react to whatever the offense is doing. So they'll only blitz in situations, but their mindset is stop the run. And that's obviously what you need to do against this Manny offense. And Tigers are going to call a timeout with 2:20 to go before halftime.
Timeout, Manny. It's their first of the half.
Stanley Smith, he was a great player at Ferriday. He was the Concordia Parish Player of the Year in 2000, where he had 155 tackles during his senior season. 7 sacks, 9 forced fumbles, and then went on to play for the Raging Cajuns. He's coached a little in college football. He was a linebacker coach at Arkansas Pine Bluff. Also a defensive line coach at Louisiana College for a couple of years. He's also served as the men's and women's tennis head coach. Does it all over there at Farraday, and he's coached around as well at Carroll and Grant.
He's got his team going today. I mean,
yeah, he does.
He's got that offense humming a little bit. He's taking advantage of the turnover that he got and put it in the end zone. But overall, they're playing pretty well, and the defense is shutting down the running game.
Coming up at halftime of this 2A title game, we'll take a look at your first half highlights, look at the stats, also talk some recruiting with Lee Burkeen of Louisiana Football Magazine. And we'll also show you our ISC all-academic team, as they will bring all of the student athletes who play 2A football, all the seniors that have a 4.0 GPA. They will recognize them down on the floor, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome at halftime. Well, they love running to that right side, Greg, as Wiseman gets a couple more yards. And Farraday continues to go down low to chop down the big man.
Well, Farraday, defensively, they're doing their jobs. You're making them come up in 3rd and long. That's what you want to get, 3rd and 5+ against this running game. That'll force them to do some things they don't like to do, which is throw the football.
Farraday coming after him and hanging on to the football that time, I think. He just won't go down, and he just gets rid of it, does Rome.
Well, I think this is going to be a penalty. This is going to be an intentional grounding penalty because the quarterback, one, it didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and there was nobody over there.
No.
But again, little play action. It didn't fool anybody.
Intentional grounding, number 9 on the offense. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 4th down.
Kylan Lewis unblocked, and that's the second time where Roan gets hit from the backside.
Well, that time the running back just passed up on Kylan Lewis and didn't take him. He missed the play fake, but he did not block that defensive end. He let him just come right through.
Farraday will have time to try to put some more points on the board. Trojans up by 17 over the Tigers. Out to punt for Manny. Trotter the foul yet. And that's a good punt. Out of bounds at about the 12.
That's a good punt. Change the field position.
52 yards there for Trotter. Been a good punter this season. 50 was his long coming into today, so he just had his longest punt of the year, averaging 38 yards a punt. So back at the 12-yard line, Farraday will make sure they don't do anything reckless.
Well, if you're Farraday, you got 3 timeouts, you got 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think you got to try to score here. Your passing game has been working well for you, and it looks like Manny's still going to try to play your man-to-man coverage. If you can get some time to throw the football, you might have a shot at picking up a big play.
Kobe Dillon has thrown 2 touchdown passes. Here comes the pressure, and he goes down to the ground at the 4. That probably changes things now for Farraday. They're not going to be in a hurry to run another play.
No, I think now you take your time. You just want to run the clock out and go to halftime up 20-3.
Not sure if Kobe just tripped there, stumbled, or just figured, you know what, I better get down here before something bad happens.
I thought he was going to be able to come out of there with the ball myself. They didn't look like they had him, but still it ended up being a sack.
Loss of 8.
Correction, a loss of 8 on the play. Second down and 18 at the 4.
Second and 18 as you look over the left shoulder of Stanley Smith. Here's the screen. And could this be a big play for Farraday? It may be. They're off to the races. All the way down inside the 15. Huge play. Byron Milligan. 35 seconds on the clock, Greg.
Well, I think they were just trying to run the clock out. It was a great call, a screen pass. You get the rush coming up and you drop it over their head. You watch this. I mean, you're dropping back, you're looking downfield. Good job of selling it.
Timeout, Farraday. That's their first of the half.
Good block. Look at the offensive lineman out there. There's nobody there to block.
Well, Vincent Hollins with a great block to really spring Byron Milligan, who had 16 catches coming into the game. 82-yard pass play, the longest pass play this season for this Farraday Trojan squad.
You know, when you draw it up, you throw a screen pass and you say, you know, you're going to throw it and you're going to get 82 yards. Every coach is going to think you're going to score.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Also sends a special thank you to everyone who gave.
So now it's 1st and 10 at the 13. Byron Milligan will try to catch its breath.
Could that have been possible?
35 seconds to go before halftime. Farraday still has 2 timeouts, but they don't have a field goal kicker. And that is a Class 2A Prep Classic record, an 83-yard reception. But as Greg pointed out, it doesn't go for a touchdown. We'll see if it sets up a touchdown. Dillon will look to run. Dillon has ran into the end zone once and now make it twice. Big first half for Kobe Dillon and the Farraday Trojans. 13-yard run. And just like that, they go 96 yards in 2 plays. And it's 26-3 Farraday.
Well, I tell you what, a lot of credit to Coach Smith, because you watch on this play, one of the things Faraday's done, they said, hey, look, sprint to the outside. All of a sudden, there's nobody out there. Early in the ball game, Farraday would come to the outside and they'd be waiting on the blocks and allow the defenders to catch up to him. The last couple of plays when they score touchdowns is because they take the ball and they're just sprinting to the outside and beating them out there with speed.
Kobe Dillon wants to run in the end zone again, and he does. The 2-point conversions executed. And the Trojans, after falling behind 3-0, now up by 25 with 28 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, you watch the touchdown, and what you do when you got good speed is you use it. You're going to stretch the field, so you got everybody spread out. Now just run and use your speed and beat them to the corner. Look at all the white shirts. They're running out there, but you just can't keep up with them. It's just a mismatch. Dillon's got too much speed.
Jess Curtis told us coming into the game he thought his defense could really handle a fast offense, but maybe they haven't run into Kobe Dillon this season.
Well, the thing that one of the things that they're doing, Farraday again, making them run from sideline to sideline because you got more speed than they do.
62 seconds off that clock. 88-yard drive that started with a sack. Impressive. Well, you don't need a field goal kicker, Greg, when you're just going to score a bunch of touchdowns.
Yeah, if you get really good at scoring, you don't have to worry about the field goal. You know,
they have scored 50 or more 7 times this season as Farraday, averaging 49 points a game.
The way this game started off, we never thought we'd be almost at 30 points for one team before half.
Well, Manny has not been able to possess the ball like they wanted to. They have not been able to move the chains very well. Tackett Curtis's ball comes out there at the end. Was he down on the ground? Refs say he was.
Yeah, they're going to rule him down.
And if Farraday did get the ball there, they could probably score pretty quickly.
They're going to say he was down by contact before the fumble.
Now remember, we have instant replay in high school football state championship games in the Dome this year, so this can be reviewed.
I think the ball's out.
That should be reviewed.
It's going to be hard to overturn it because if you watch him as he goes to the ground, it looks like the ball is still in his arm.
Tackle was made by number 2, Damian Miller.
Manny's offense is on the field. Faraday's defense is on the field.
The previous play is under review.
So history being made in the Louisiana High School Athletic Association right here. This is the first ever play reviewed in high school football in Louisiana.
And you watch it right here now, it looks like the ball may come out here, but then now watch when he turns again. You see the ball is, he's still got possession of the football. I think it's out.
Yeah.
Second look, I think they're going to overturn this one.
Yeah, they certainly will.
This may be a better shot to see when he comes out. The ball's loose right there. It's out.
So here are the rules when it comes to instant replay at the Prep Classic. Pretty much your standard plays can be reviewed. Scoring plays or potential scoring plays, turnovers, whether it was a first down or not, spotting the football, if the ball on those punts or kicks, was it touched, catch or no catch, and then obviously sidelines, did they catch it in bounds or out of bounds? And an official review only is if they got to go back and look to see what down it is or get the correct time or to see 12 players and then egregious errors. And this was approved for the first time back in January. And again, this is your first review in high school football in Louisiana.
Well, they take another look at it. I think it's going to be first time that Faraday's going to get it in their favor because the ball clearly comes out. That view right there shows you the ball's out. And it shows the clear recovery. So there you go.
Jabarius Jefferson looked like he got on top of it.
He ain't down. He's still up. Man, we got the ball. We recover the ball.
It's going to be a tough break for Manny because Faraday's going to try to get another score right before half. And they're going to get it somewhere inside it'll be on Manny's end of the football field, about the 47-yard line is where they have it spotted right now.
I think the other thing they got to try to figure out is how much time should be on the clock. When did they blow it dead? That was Damian Milligan, by the way, who was able to strip the ball away for Farraday.
Here we go.
After further review, the call on the field stands as called. First down for Manny.
Wow. Wow, how about that?
Man.
The only thing I could think of, Greg, is did they blow the play dead or was it forward progress?
I don't know. Unless they think when the ball came out, he possessed it again somehow. I'm not sure. But you watch it, maybe as he starts to turn right here. Now maybe they're saying he repossessed the football again.
From what we're understanding, there was not a clear recovery. You see, you see right there, there's a Manny and a Farraday player. Each have dual possession, so you couldn't give it to either team. So after looking at it that way, after looking at it, that's probably the right call then, because you couldn't tell who really recovered the football.
Second and 10, 47.
So, well, you never know. On the first one, you knew it wasn't going to be clean cut without any kind of controversy or anything.
Yeah. Well, Manny dodged a bullet there.
Oh, they did.
They were going to be.
Farraday was going to go for the kill if they had the football.
Oh, yeah.
And the obituary might be already being written regardless. So 2nd and 10. Manny hoping to hit a big play. They run a bit of a dive there with Stuffy for about 3. And I think that's going to be your final play of a very good first half for the Farraday Trojans.
Farraday was able to do whatever they wanted in the first half.
Yeah.
Got off to a slow start in the first quarter, but after that, they really put the pedal down.
Farraday trying to win their first state championship since 1956. They're led by a Ferriday native in Stanley Smith, who played for the Trojans back in the late 1990s and 2000. And they are 24 minutes away from winning. Manny is really going to have to regroup. Winners of 11 in a row. Lost their first 3 games. They've been through adversity. So if you can somehow muster something up, but this is a team in Manning that wants to run the football. Trying to throw it down the field is not their strong suit. Let's go down to the field and Carly McCord.
Coach, a fast offensive start for you all. How big was it for you to be able to capitalize on that turnover and get 8 on the board early?
You know, that's huge. You know, anytime you capitalize on a takeaway, you want to be able to put points on the board. And that's what we was able to do. We came out, executed, and played hard.
Kobe Dillon connecting downfield. Beautiful touchdown passes. Talk about your quarterback and the off production so far.
You know, everything we do goes through our quarterback. He's a great third guy, smart kid. You know, everything we do on offense goes through him. And right now, he's having a great night.
Coach, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Carly. Great 24 minutes of football. It started with this awesome rendition of the national anthem from someone associated with Farraday. And outside of that drop touchdown pass that you saw again, it was all Farraday. Trojans up by 25 in the Class 2A state championship game.
It really is all about the people. Otherwise, you just have a shell of a company. You have a name, you have buildings, you have vehicles, you have tools and equipment that are just sitting there. It's the people that operate them.
Quality people, talented people, and we want to work together to be the absolute best we can.
It begins with the ball. You see, a ball is not just leather and rubber. A ball is the seed that communities grow around. We're talking split-second moments that become indelible memories. It creates lifelong friendships. It's a reason for people to celebrate. A ball isn't just a ball. It's a life lesson. It's a tool you use to pursue your best. It's how you earn your greatest victories. How you learn to deal with failure. It's a test that you pass. It's a dream that you catch. It's a future you hold in your hands. It's not just a ball. Bada, the official ball of you.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing?
Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing. The printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people, too.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you call now.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Back at halftime of the Class 2A state championship game between Farraday and Manny. 28-3 is our score at halftime. And welcome back into our broadcast booth. Jeff Palermo along with Lee Berkeem of Louisiana Football Magazine, the publisher and also host of the TV show that you can see on Cox 4. Pretty impressive first half there from the Farraday Trojans. I tell you what, Kobe Dillon, I said it at the top of the broadcast, Lee. This is one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the state, and he's putting on a show in this contest.
That's why I'm glad for the Superdome and state championships, Jeff, because you get to see his talent. And for 3 years, I've been watching this kid. He's an outside linebacker for college or quarterback. He can play a number of positions, and he can run. You'll probably see him run more in the second half, but he's got a really good arm. He's 6 foot 210. And look, they've got some players around him. That's a lot of speed against that power of Manny.
Well, you have two teams from rural areas, so sometimes, now, granted, with all these camps and so forth, these guys get spotted, and with huddle and stuff like that, get spotted a little earlier. But when you see them on display in a game like this, playing at such a high level, a lot of college coaches are looking at this and saying, you know what, this kid can play.
That's why I saw an Auburn coach in the hallway, and he's like, who do I need to look at? I'm like, have you heard of Roosevelt Davis from Farraday?
Yeah.
He's like, who's that? Well, he didn't play his junior year.
Right.
He blew his knee out.
Yeah.
Now he's got a fumble recovery. 6'6", 280, playing D-line, O-line, and everybody gets to see him for the first time, but that's why they have these games. It's good these kids are getting looked at.
Yeah, here's some of the highlights with Kobe Dillon. Very impressive as he threw 2 touchdown passes. He ran for a couple of touchdowns. Who are some other guys you like on this Farraday team, Lee?
Well, there's a lot of seniors. Byron Milligan, number 8. You've noticed he had a good game. I think he can play Division I football, 1AA football. The Burns kid is a great football player. He's been starting since his 8th grade season. 5 years. He runs a 4.4 in the 40. And now look, for Manny, Williams can't get on track. He looks like Fournette against Wisconsin 7 years ago, right? But don't give up on these guys, because Williams and also Shakarian, the Wiseman, these 2 guys are juniors. They're powerful. They were going to wear you down. The whole goal was wear them down, but speed's killing power right now.
Yeah, they certainly is. Terrence Williams, though, looks the part, right?
He does.
6'2", 210 pounds.
He's just a baby, probably around 220 now, 6'2", a junior, first year to play. I mean, their last starting running back's now playing for Arizona State, so you wait your turn running the ball at Manny.
Coming up next, it's going to be the 3A title game. We get a look at Shamar Smith.
Shamar's phenomenal football player, very similar to Cody Dillon, but he's the smaller version of Cody Dillon. He's a 4.45 guy. He's 5'11". He's a senior. He's committed to UT of San Antonio, even though Frank Wilson's not there anymore. He's still committed to them. I really like Jennings, too. Their players are very good. Keenan Landry, the junior D-tackle, that's a big-time player. And look, Trevor Etienne, I'm going on record right now. Trevor is as good or better than his brother at Clemson right now.
He's bigger than him.
He's a Clyde Edwards Part 2.
Oh, that's big. That's big right there.
Short, but big.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Lee. We'll look forward to your recruiting insight as the weekend goes along. We are at halftime in New Orleans, where it's the Class 2A state championship game. 28-3. Farraday is leading Manny. We'll be back after this on CST.
Listen up! I need those barrels to China shipped out yesterday, eh?
They were delivered this morning. With the logistics company?
Alice! One of those pallets of fiberglass!
Today, sir, the logistics company.
Chris, where?
Logistics company.
Then why am I angry? Great job picking logistics company, everyone.
Make the boss happy. When shipping matters, you need the logistics company.
Thank goodness for the logistics company.
When you're hiring or looking for a great new job, use our community job site, ericsjobs.com. We've helped hundreds of area employers connect with local talented job seekers to fill positions of all kinds. Here's what some local employers are saying about our service.
We have hired over 20 people from our postings. You have been an incredible resource for our company.
With thousands of current local job seekers, you will find the people you need. ericsjobs.com. $25 job postings.
This is important news for people who've used vaping devices and suffered from addiction or serious injuries. If you or a loved one used a vaping device made by Juul, Vuse, or Blue and then suffered from nicotine addiction, nicotine poisoning, seizures, strokes, heart attacks, breathing problems, behavioral problems, suicidal thoughts, or birth defects, call Davis & Crump now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Our first consultation is free and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call Davis & Crump right now. Operators are standing by.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, you may qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, so you won't have to make any payments to the IRS. That's right. If you qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, you won't make any IRS payments once you are accepted. Once you're in the IRS Fresh Start program, the IRS will stop all harassing and threatening collection activities. Call Fidelity Tax Relief at 800-430-2910 to see if you qualify. 800-430-2910.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-921-0563.
Halftime in a Class 2A state championship game as the Farraday Trojans leading the Manny Tigers 28-3. Farraday scoring 28 unanswered points after falling behind 3-0. Jeff Palermo along with Greg Bowser. And, well, we thought we were going to have a really tight game. Manny had a really nice drive to begin the football game, had to settle for a field goal. Couple of big plays, the turnover and then stopping Manny on 4th down, and then the huge screen pass that led to the 4th touchdown. Manny never really able to recover. Pretty impressive what Farraday did.
They weren't able to recover. It looks like they were going to move the football, and their running game was going to be successful, and then all of a sudden it stalled, and they had to settle for 3 points. I thought they should have gone for it right then, Jeff, but they didn't. They went settled for 3 points, and then Farraday came out with their running game. They got it going on the ground. We know they can throw the football because of the speed. Good run right here, got them in field position, and then all of a sudden, the quarterback gets hot, finds a wide open wide receiver, and that's 6 points on the board. He come back, and Farraday again got the football back, making things happen on the ground. Just a little bit of running adjustment by the quarterback, Dylan, doing a good job of reading the blocks outside. This is a little trick here. They come back, looks like it's going to be an option, and they do the shovel pass underneath for a touchdown. And this was the big one, I think. You get the quarterback, he's showing very good patience, finds his wide open receiver in one-on-one coverage and throws it deep for the touchdown. This is one where you and I thought, hey, they were just going to settle and run the clock out, but instead they throw a screen pass, nobody out there. It goes 83 yards with no touchdown, but it sets him up in really good field position. Here's the touchdown run here. Just that quarterback having his speed, just gets outside, and he's in for the touchdown.
Then we had a little history on the kickoff after that fourth touchdown. Ball comes out loose. We go to the instant replay review, the first time ever in Louisiana high school football history. Now, it was clear that the ball came out before the returner hit the ground, but the judge could not determine who really recovered the football between Manny and Farraday, so the play stood. Let's take a look at your first half highlights, dominated by the Farraday Trojans.
Well, you look at statistically, there's just a pure domination in the first half. You know, Manny got off again. The ground game got off to a good start. But then look at Farraday, 97 yards rushing, 176 yards passing. That's impressive. 273 yards of total offense in just one half of football. That's outstanding.
The fact that Manny has only rushed for 45 yards, not good news for the Tigers.
No, it's not. The big thing is they haven't had the football much.
Yeah.
You know, Faraday's been able to keep the ball away from them and do something with it. They're being productive offensively now. They're starting to score, Farraday is.
So now that Manny's down by 25, they're going to have to throw the football. Can they do it on a nice night in New Orleans? We'll be back after this on CST.
Hello, I'm Eddie Bonine, Executive Director of the LHSAA. I'd like to thank our regional healthcare partners for supporting our schools and student athletes. Our regional healthcare partners provide first-class medical coverage for the student athletes of Louisiana as they compete in this year's state championship events. For more partnership information, go to lhsaa.org. Thanks again to all of these groups for partnering with the LHSAA.
Coaching basketball is a lot of hard work and a lot of long hours. You put on many different hats. You're a teacher, you're a coach, you're a counselor, you're just everything. And I love my players. I like to see them win and lose and be, cry and just get back up and fight. And there is no ultimate outcome to shoot for. It would just be playing a game. Athletics and sports is more than just basketball. It's more than just a game. It's a part of life.
All right, this is Adam. Take two. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
The 2019 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic presented by the New Orleans Saints on Cox Sports Television is brought to you by the All-State Sugar Bowl, title sponsor of all LHSAA state championship events. Dudley DeBosier, official injury lawyers of the LHSAA. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, more real Coca-Cola flavor still without any sugar. LHSAA Regional Healthcare Network, Tulane Institute of Sports Medicine, Willis Knighton Health System, Louisiana Orthopedic Specialist, Lake Charles Memorial Health System, and Rapides Regional Medical Center. And by Cox, bringing us closer. A look at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and down on the field, the Manny High School cheerleaders performing in front of this good crowd for the Class 2A state championship game. Ton of folks from Sabine Parish and Concordia Parish. And so far, it is all Ferriday, 28-3. More coming up when we come back on CST.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, and you're struggling to pay your bills while your case is dragging on, that's where Oasis Financial comes in. Only Oasis has Oasis Express Cash that can get you from $500 to $25,000 in as little as 24 hours, faster than anyone else. There's no risk and no out-of-pocket cost.
It was so simple. I made one phone call. Oasis was able to give me the money within 24 hours.
To pay for my electric bill, my rent, and my groceries for my children.
And even if you end up losing your case, Oasis lets you keep the money, so there's absolutely no risk to you. You don't have to worry about repaying Oasis.
If I had lost my case, then I wouldn't be responsible for paying the money back. And that was a blessing.
Oasis, they killed it, man. They helped me out. They gave me my life back.
See how much money you can get before your case settles. Call Oasis Financial, because life moves faster than your case. 1-800-322-4789. 1-800-322-4789.
Attention, if you're struggling with $10,000 or more in credit card debt, personal loans, collection accounts, or medical bills, it could take you decades to pay them off. Call National Debt Relief right now to see if you qualify for the Debt Reset Program. You could pay only a fraction of what you owe while you become debt-free in just 24 to 48 months. National Debt Relief is A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau. There are no upfront costs, and you could resolve your debt for a fraction of what you owe. Call 1-800-835-0151.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-209-4389. That's 1-800-209-4389. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
It's no fun when you have a car and it's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
So, if your vehicle has 5,000 to 150,000 miles, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck and get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late.
Call 1-800-437-9906. Get covered today.
As is tradition in Louisiana High School Athletic Association championship events, as you look at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome where we're located, they recognize the All-Academic Award Team. These are presented by ISC. These are student athletes playing football on the Class 2A level, seniors that have had a 4.0 GPA throughout their high school career. And now down to the field, and Carly McCord.
Guys, I was able to catch up with Coach Curtis and ask him what the conversation was like in the locker room at halftime. And he said he told his guys, we just have to play Manny football. We haven't done that yet. He said we need to move the chains and need to find an offensive rhythm. And overall, we're just not putting on display what we practice. And it all comes down to the fundamentals. He says more than anything, we got to focus on winning this next quarter, guys.
That's where they got to start, right, Greg? They can't try to get 25 points on the first play. Just try to win one drive and go on to the next and see if they can't claw their way back in this contest.
That's right. They got to do it one play at a time, start on offense and try to score. So I think their biggest problem, Jeff, is going to be their offense. I mean, this offense is geared to grind it out. You know, you fall behind this much this early, it's hard to dig yourself out of it.
And Faraday's speed and athleticism and the power they have, I think, has overwhelmed a little bit what Manny brings to the table.
Yeah, we'll see if Manny elects to continue to play man-to-man. They're getting really hurt in that man-to-man coverage because you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback, and when you do that, you know, he's very accurate, and that's causing a problem for him.
So they have completed the ISC All-Academic Award Team presentation. Manny has begun warming up. Ferriday still in their locker room. I don't know what halftime adjustments they have to make. They're up by 25. We'll be back after this on CST.
It's only a matter of time until your check engine light comes on, or worse yet, your car needs repair. That could mean a big surprise auto repair bill. That's why it's so important you call CarShield today.
I was elated that I had CarShield. I was more than happy.
It's no fun when you have a car and it's broken and you can't pay for it to get it fixed.
So if your vehicle has 5,000 to 150,000 miles, just tell us the make and model of your car or truck and get an instant plan quote. In a matter of minutes, you can be covered.
My experience with CarShield is that they absolutely come through every time I need them.
If my car breaks down, I can count on CarShield to cover it for me. CarShield definitely has my back.
Now it's the time to make the smart choice and protect yourself from sky-high auto repair bills. Call now for a free and instant protection plan quote. It's only a matter of time until repairs are needed, and once your car breaks down, it's too late.
Call 1-800-437-9906. Get covered today.
Farraday leading Manny 28-3. It'll be a busy night on Bourbon Street tonight. Farraday Trojans 28-3. And then speaking of busy, it's going to be a busy schedule of football games. We've already crowned 4 state championships in high school football this season. That Division I game against Rummel was an instant classic as the Raiders beat the Catholic Bears for their 3rd state championship. STM won its 2nd state championship. Lafayette Christian has now won 3 years in a row, 2 on the Division IV level, and then just won a Division III championship. Ouachita Christian earlier today. Congratulations to head coach Stephen Fitzhugh. They beat Catholic Point Capiz 67-22. 3 more games tomorrow, and of course tonight we have a good game between Jennings and St. James. And then 3 more tomorrow, the 1A, 4A, and 5A, Oak Grove versus White Castle, Warren Easton versus Edna Carr, and the 5A game, Acadiana versus Destrehan. Wrecking Rams and St. James are the only 2 teams that are still undefeated left in the Prep Classic. And this matchup, Greg, was the only one that featured a 1 versus 2 seed. So the thought was this was going to be a close contest, but Farraday really overwhelmed Manny in that first half, particularly in the second quarter.
Well, I think Manny got off to a good start. They drove the ball, got in position, had to settle for a field goal, and then there was kind of signs of things to come because Farraday threw a deep pass and had the receiver just drop a touchdown, but it never fazed them. They came right back, stuck with their game plan, and almost blew this one open.
Join Victor Howe, Gordy Rush, Jacob Hester, and Eric Alexander on Saturday, December 28th for LSU Game Day Live as we get you ready for the Peach Bowl featuring the LSU Tigers and the Oklahoma Sooners. Coverage begins at 11 a.m. and then tune in right after the game for post-game coverage as Ronnie Ranch joins the team with analysis and player interviews. Don't miss it, only on CST, your leader in Gulf South sports.
Tigers, Sooners.
How about that, Greg?
How about that, huh?
You predicted this. I talked to you in August. You said they were going to go 13-0. Joe Burrow would win the Heisman. That was your prediction to me in August.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. You know, they have got it rolling, and you know, congrats to the Tigers, and especially the coach Joe. Well deserved. He put it together, and they're doing well. You know, and you know, when you're playing well like that as a team, the one thing you hate is a layoff.
Yes.
I mean, you just want to play every day.
Right.
You know, and but they'll come out sharp and they'll be ready to go.
Layoff is not as long ago as you're used to, right? After a championship game and then to play a bowl game December 28th, it's not as.
Yeah, well, you don't want to stop playing. It's like playing golf. You know, when you're hitting the ball well, you just want to keep playing, man. You don't want to stop.
So the Farraday Trojans have returned to their sideline again, 24 minutes away from An elusive state championship, 1956, the last time Farraday has done it. Lone loss this season was to Alexandria, 35-22, and then after that just gave up 51 points in the regular season.
This is an experienced team. They have 12 seniors on this squad too for Farraday. I mean, so they can settle down. They know how to settle down.
Yeah.
They know how to really focus on the task at hand.
And a lot of those guys are three-year starters, Greg. I mean, they've really grown up with this program with their head coach Stanley Smith, who's in his third season with Farraday.
20-8 in 3 seasons.
That is pretty impressive.
Not bad.
Yeah. 34-8 overall. And town of Farraday will be fired up tonight if they can finish off the job here. Manny will kick off. Trojans will receive. Well, if you got maybe an onside kick here or something, we've seen Jess Curtis already gamble a little bit, but came up empty. They'll just kick it downfield, end over end at the 20-yard line. Decent return here.
Yeah, this one's going to come back. They've got, I think it may hit Ferriday with a block in the back.
2 flags on the field.
Number 20, Chuba Thomas on the return.
It's going to be a block in the back, a holding. It's a big return, though.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block on the return team. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Oh, man, he got 2 of them. Like a bowling ball there, taking down a couple of pins. Kobe Dillon in the first half for head coach Stanley Smith was really good. 7 of 11 for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 2 touchdowns.
That'll be half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10.
16 yards rushing. And then, of course, the big pass play, that long
on the
82-yard pass to Byron Milligan.
Farraday begins 1st and 10.
Milligan,
13.
he ran for 50 yards in the first half. At the 13-yard line for Farraday. And they run it with Milligan here. And a nice job defensively.
Number 8, Byron Milligan.
As Manny comes up, makes a play defensively on the tackle. Here's a look at Tackett Curtis again.
2nd down and
Byron
6.
Milligan that time, he didn't look like he was going to pick up any yards. He ended up getting 4.
Welcome
so it's a good play on the first down.
There you look at those numbers on Dillon. Wow.
Yeah, 15 yards rushing, I mean, 2 touchdowns, 176. The big thing is he hasn't turned the football over.
No, he hasn't. Something that Manny did in the first half, and then Manny also turned it over on downs. More Milligan here, and a good open field tackle by Tackett Curtis. This kid's going to be a really good player. Only a freshman. He's been in on a lot of stops. Milligan is a senior. They got to love to put the ball in this kid's hands. 1,500 yards rushing. Over 300 yards receiving on the season. He's got 25 touchdowns total between rushing and receiving. 3rd down and 3. Boy, does Manny need to get off the field right here.
Well, you know, Manny, they need to get off the field, but they better be careful because they got all the defenders stacked inside the tackles. Anything to the outside is going to be trouble.
Kobe Dillon breaks a tackle and gets the 1st down.
That was too easy. I think that Manny was gearing up for some run inside, and all of a sudden Corey Dillon faked it and kept the ball and picked up the 1st down.
The patience of this kid. It doesn't look like he gets overwhelmed with anything. It's Kobe Dillon.
High School Athletic Association thanks the All-State
Lee Burkeen from Louisiana Football Magazine at halftime say he could be maybe an outside linebacker at the next level. He wants to be a quarterback. Another big play offensively for Farraday. Long run for Kobe Johnson into Manny territory. That's 27 yards. Some nice moves by Kobe Johnson as Manny's defense just can't come up with the stop.
Well, you know, Manny stops it on the front side, and Johnson sees a little hole to the back and cuts it backside, and there's nobody there. He's off and running. Again, once he gets through the line of scrimmage, everybody's playing man-to-man, so it's going to take them a while before they can recover and make a stop.
For more on Kobe Johnson, let's hear from Carly McCord.
Well, guys, Coach Smith earlier this week said that he's the biggest vocal leader on his team, so much so that his tenacity is just unmatched, and sometimes he even gets on his nerves because he's just so passionate about the game, but obviously has a great spirit that is just infectious in the locker room.
Well, he just ripped off another long run, this one 21 yards. And Farraday picking up where they left off in the first half.
Well, they're really starting to win the line of scrimmage here, Farraday is, and they're pushing them around, and you've got to, and you can do that when you can turn around and hand the football off and pick up that kind of yard. That's very low-risk football.
After the check to the sideline, Farraday gets set. Swing out. It's well defended. Nicely done there by Farraday. Nowhere to run for Justin Burns. Eventually finished off by Isaac Davis. 30 tackles on the season. Loss of 2 as you look at Isaac Davis. He has stepped up the last couple of weeks and really played well. 4 fumble recoveries on the season. Second and 12. And Manny has put Farraday in some second and longs, even some third and longs, and again, Farraday just continues to execute. Gets the big play when needed.
Yeah, they're just winning the game at the line of scrimmage. That's a big part.
Another hole. And another one appears to be a first down.
Number 8, Byron Milligan.
Byron Milligan on another run. Tackett Curtis on the stop.
And
13 yards.
Nothing fancy here. Everybody just blocks a hat on a hat and let Milligan find the open hole.
First and 10 at the 17. Burns in motion to the far side. Boy, this Manny defense, they have been out on the field quite a bit too. New running back into the game, and he's erased by Justin Greer. Jaquarius Davis got a chance to run the football.
Number 17.
We told you earlier about Farraday winning the 4x100 in the state track meet last May. Davis a part of that.
Loss of a yard.
Greer, a 6-foot senior, playing his last half of high school football.
Justin Greer just stayed home that time. Redskins just stayed home and made the stop.
Second down at 11. A lot of the seniors on this team for Manny were backups last year. Manny had a really talented team. 5-6 guys signed college football. But this team is more of a group. Run here by Kobe Johnson to the end zone. Did he get in?
I got to say, he went out just short of the line mark. I think they're going to put him down at about the 2-yard line.
Again, they could review this to see if he got in there.
Yeah, I think they say he stepped out of the 3.
Number 5, Kobe Johnson on the carry. Fourth and last by number 6, Tackett Curtis.
Right foot right there. I think they're going to say he stepped out with his right foot.
16. So good spot by the official. 16-yard run by Kobe Johnson. Tackett Curtis, as a free safety, has been in on too many tackles for Manny. Easy touchdown for the Trojans. And another one. Tevin Burns, a senior, gets into the end zone. His 4th touchdown of the year, and it's 34-3 Farraday.
Farraday came out, took the opening drive, and just went right down the field. Too many chunk plays, too many plays of 8 yards or more.
4 minutes and 45 seconds. Erasing doubt that Manny can come back and get in this game. Did he get in?
He's going to be short.
Number 20.
But Tevin Bird into the end zone for Farraday. First time Kobe Dillon wasn't involved in a touchdown. Great job by that offensive line.
Hello, I'm Eddie Bonine, Executive Director of the LHSAA. I'd like to thank our regional healthcare partners for supporting our schools and student athletes. Our regional healthcare partners provide first-class medical coverage for the student athletes of Louisiana as they compete in this year's state championship events. For more partnership information, go to lhsaa.org. Thanks again to all of these groups for partnering with the LHSAA.
Work for it, work for it. Come on now. You ready to quit? Tired? Good. You think this is hard? This is the warm-up. Playtime's up. Let's do it again.
There's a look at Kobe Dillon. Huge first half, and then just guided Farraday to a touchdown scoring drive to begin the second half. 10 plays, 87 yards. Hey, even they had the penalty there on the kickoff return. Still didn't phase this Farraday offense.
No, just came out and possessed the football almost 5 minutes off the clock and ended it with a touchdown. Just the way you draw it up. If you know, in halftime you're leading and you're going to get the ball, this is the way you draw it up. Take some time off the clock and then put it in the end zone.
Has to be very deflating here for the Manny Tigers. How can they try to recover here? Finish this one strong at least.
Well, if you're Manny now, it becomes a pride thing. You've got to regroup and focus on one play at a time. Forget about the scoreboard. Just focus on one possession at a time.
So from the 28-yard line, Curtis, a nice return into Farraday territory. True fans watch together, celebrate together, and sometimes even witness history together. The Contour Sports app from Cox gets you closer to stats, scores, and schedules on your TV screen without missing a single play. Cox bringing us closer. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, and Carly McCord down on the field, and that Manny defense, boy, they have just been run over here by a semi-truck. They certainly could use a little breather. We'll see what Cadillac Roan and the offense can provide. Stuffy Wiseman falls forward, 7 yards.
Yeah, if you're Manny, you just want your offense to pick up a couple of first downs, establish something to give your defense somewhat of a break.
A gain of 7 in the second half, 3.
Coach Curtis, and he's thinking to himself, this thing got away from us pretty quick.
Yeah, it certainly did. Jess Curtis went to Louisiana Tech, graduated from Northwestern States. His father owns a grocery store there in Manny.
Number 1
tackle there by Faraday's Blake Tarver. Stopped him maybe just a little shy of the first down as you look at Coach Curtis in his 9th season. 85-13 over his last 7 years. It took a while for them to get it going at Manny. Winning that state championship in 2014. Beating the Yellow Jackets of Kinder. Manny's just 2 of 6 on third down. This is third and about a foot. And Stuffy Wiseman gets the first down to the 32.
Number 30.
I think Manny's got to pick it up a little bit here now. You got to have some sense of urgency. You can't. They can't take their time like they're doing. You got to try to put it in the end zone and at least get something going. Try to establish some rhythm.
Tried to play a little up-tempo in the first half, and they ended up driving it up, going 4 plays and out. And I really think that on that 4th down that they didn't get, Greg, I think that's the turning point in the game.
I think it was a little early to go for it on your end of the football field.
Yeah. They were down 14-3 at the time, and then that made it 21-3 after they didn't convert. Good tackle by Kobe Johnson. Tripping up Cadillac Roan.
Keeps on the play, tackle made by
so maybe 4.
Johnson. A gain of 4, second down and 6 at the 28.
Roan wants to throw towards the end zone. Almost intercepted. Boy, that ball just kind of floated up there. Sebastian Turner, who had a couple of interceptions in the opening round of the playoffs against Vincent, almost had his hands on that.
19. Drake Dye.
Well, Drake Dye, I think, was open for a second, but the ball was just a little bit late and allowed the safety to come off of his man and make it.
Broken up by
Drake Dye is a big playmaker in the passing game for Manny. Fastest guy on the team. He was finalist in the 400 meters. He's been their best receiver all season long. So on third down, they run it with Terrence Williams off the left side, and it's close to the first down, but he's going to be a yard short. Another fourth down coming up for Manny, and I mentioned that I thought the turning point of this game, Greg, was when they went for it on fourth down by 11 and did not get it. Going into the game, they converted on fourth down 64% of the time, so they felt good about their chances. It was like a fourth down and 3, fourth down and 2 when they went for it.
Yeah, I just think it was early and it was on your end of the football field. You know, you gave them a short field and Farraday took advantage of it.
Fourth and a long yard. And oh boy, it's close, but I think Wiseman's got it.
He's got it. Give it to the big guy.
Yep, that moves the chains again. This is what Manny needed to do in the first half. They did it on one drive, their opening drive of the night, that resulted in a field goal to go up 3-0, but a lot of short offensive drives after that one.
You know, the thing about it is when Manny snapped this ball, we're going to be under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter, and this is their first possession of the half.
Yeah. 21, they pitch it to Wiseman. Wiseman got hit at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle by Tevin Bird, who was taking on a blocker. And he still was able to bring down the ball carrier.
Good job. He just read it that time. Manny again went to that unbalanced line where they brought an extra lineman over to the right side of the offense. But it didn't matter because Farraday played it well. They knew they had to get up the field and stop the play.
3-yard run. 3:33 to go in the third quarter in the 2A state championship game. Just one running back there, and Roan keeps it for a couple. Ankle tackle by Kylan Lewis. As they continue to take a lot of time on this drive, down by 31.
Yeah, not really in much of a hurry. It's like they're just trying to get something positive to happen offensively.
So the 2019 Front Classic available near the main entrance.
Want to at least get into the end zone here. Does Cadillac Roan? The junior QB brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Breaking a couple tackles and finding the end zone is Terrence Williams. 33 rushing touchdowns coming into today. A 15-yard run gives him 34. As the Tigers find the end zone for the first time today.
I think they're going to go for 2 here. You get down a bunch. Good job by Terrence Williams. Just seeing a little bit of a crease back to the inside and breaking 1 or 2 tackles to get in the end zone.
Vincent Hollins had a chance to bring him down close to the line of scrimmage. Didn't happen. So yes, they will go for 2. Play action fake. Roan got in there. So that will make it a 23-point game. We'll see what they decide to do on the kickoff. Do they try an onside kick? Get the ball back. The Manny Tigers finally get into the end zone. Terrence Williams. We'll be back after this.
Attention all timeshare owners. Were you a victim of a high-pressure or dishonest timeshare sales agent? Were you misled and confused by what you were buying? Did the timeshare fail to deliver what you were promised? Do you feel that you overpaid and just want out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we can help. We're timeshare compliant, and every day we help hundreds of timeshare victims protect their rights, and we can help you too. Our team can legally terminate your timeshare agreement, ending the payments forever, saving you thousands. But you must act now. Call now for a free consultation. With one simple call, the professionals at Timeshare Compliance can legally terminate your timeshare agreement and help end your financial suffering. You could save thousands. So call now before another payment is due. Timeshare Compliance is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Don't wait. Call 800-865-0145. 800-865-0145. 800-865-0145.
Jess Curtis still trying to get his guys fired up. They finally got into the end zone, scored a touchdown. We'll see what they do on the kickoff. Very nice drive. It took 4 minutes and 26 seconds, though. That's the downer for the Manny Tigers. But they got something going offensively. We'll see if they can do something here on the kickoff, maybe defensively.
I think you've got to kick this ball deep. I wouldn't onside kick it. I'd kick the ball deep and just try to play defense.
Set to kickoff.
Because the way this Farraday offense is playing, you give them a short field.
Short kick, taken at the 20. Well, you might as well have gone for the onside kick if they're going to get it up to about the 38, 39-yard line.
Well, that's the other part of it. You have to stop them from getting a big return.
Yeah, right. So it's 1st and 10 now at the 37 as Kobe Dillon back out there offensively. Second drive of the second half for Farraday.
I think if I'm Manny, this is a big play on first down. I'm going to try to maybe even do a run blitz or something, throw him for a loss to break up the rhythm of this offense of Farraday.
Dillon keeps it, bounces it to the outside, now cuts it. And what a strong run by the senior QB for 11 yards. And I looked over to the sidelines at Manny. I just saw Jess Curtis put his head down like, man, how do we stop this guy?
Yeah, I mean, you watch the play. They've got this thing tackled for a loss. See, he's right there. He should be tackled for a loss, probably about a 4-yard loss. He turns around and runs for 11 yards.
Roy Miller, who has really made some big plays, just couldn't bring down Kobe Dillon. So the ball now at the 49, fresh set of downs. Dillon hands it off to Milligan, and there goes Milligan. Inside the 25 before Curtis wrestles him to the ground.
I mean, Tacker Curtis is going to be he's going to get a workout here.
Yeah,
I mean, you watch
he
it.
is.
I mean, here comes Milligan's right at him, and all of a sudden, if he doesn't hang on, this is a touchdown.
The thanks the All-State Sugar Bowl for sponsoring today's.
There's another big face mask by, well, it wasn't face mask, but stiff arm by Milligan. Yeah. At the 24, Faraday's offense has been unstoppable today. Dillon inside the 20 to the 19, 5-yard pickup.
Number 1, Kobe Dillon.
Farraday last in the state championship game in 1984. I would imagine a lot of players on that 84 team watching this game. Second down and 5. Dillon will swing it out. There is nobody there. You can walk this one into the end zone, Greg. Touchdown, Farraday. Wow, great design. Justin Burns turned on the afterjets, and he gets into the end zone, 19 yards. 40 points on the board now for Farraday.
Wow. I'm not sure I'd have made it in, Jeff.
Maybe to the 5?
Maybe to the 5.
He got to the 5, okay.
Watch this play. I mean, it looks like it's going to go one way, and then there's nobody out there, and the defender's not going to win that foot race. I mean, it's not even, he doesn't even lay a hand on it.
Yeah. Keelan Williams was trying to get to him. Now the 2-point conversion. And good tackle there. That was nicely done, stopping him. by Drake Dye.
Drake Dye came up and gave quite a hit, just stopped him right just the 2-yard line.
Running for the 2-point conversion attempt fails. Tackle made by number 27.
You know, when you watch Farraday, they got so much motion going on. They ran a play similar to this a couple of plays ago where they did that, and Milligan got the ball and went the other way. This time they come back and throw the ball behind it to the motion man. You know, he started in motion and stopped when he got right behind the quarterback and went back the other way. Part of that, they do that. You have to see if the defense is in man-to-man coverage or not. Well, once they see you in man coverage, you're in a trail position from a defensive standpoint, and he just never caught up. That's pretty creative offensive mind.
It was. And nicely done by Stanley Smith and his coaching staff.
Big difference in this ball game. Faraday's had 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns in the third quarter. Manny's had 1 possession. They got a touchdown, but they used up so much time.
Yeah. Farraday certainly has the quick strike capability. We saw that in the first half where Manning a little bit more of a prodding team. Fair catch there at the 41. Stay connected with CST Online. Follow us on Twitter. Like us on Facebook and visit our website, CoxSportsTV.com, for the latest sports news and information. Find out more about CST programming and check out our broadcast schedule. You can also watch exclusive videos on their YouTube channel. Log on today. Manny has the football back, down by 29. Terrence Williams having some more success running the football in the second half than he did in the first half. Nice run there for 15.
Well, that's how Manny caught Farraday, just sitting back and playing pass defense. They thought they would try to throw the football. You watch him here, no penetration. You see all the gold jerseys on the other side of the field. They're not worried about the run. They're trying to play the pass. They don't give up the big play, and Manny's able to gas him for a big game.
Kobe Johnson in on another tackle from the 41. Oh, they fumbled the snap. Cadillac just has to fall on it as he gets covered up right at the line of scrimmage. That could be your final play of the third quarter.
You know, Cadillac has to run to the sideline to get the play and come back in.
Yeah. There's no motioning or the big cards, the poster boards. Maybe they get one more snap off here. And they do. But it doesn't go anywhere. Shut down right at the line of scrimmage.
They got 3 quarters in the books, and Farraday 42-11.
Trojans cruising down the Mississippi River right now. We'll be back after this on CST.
I'm Eric Alexander with LSU Game Day Live, and I want to wish you and your family a happy holidays and a prosperous new year.
From the Sanctuary Lodge in Woodville, Mississippi, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Bayou Wild TV. Yeah!
Hi, this is Gordy Rush from LSU Game Day Live. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, you may qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, so you won't have to make any payments to the IRS. That's right. If you qualify for the IRS Fresh Start program, you won't make any IRS payments once you are accepted. Once you're in the IRS Fresh Start program, the IRS will stop all harassing and threatening collection activities. Call Fidelity Tax Relief at 800-430-2910 to see if you qualify. 800-430-2910.
Men, want to feel younger, stronger, leaner? You don't have to slow down after 40. New Nugenix Total T is our most powerful man-boosting formula ever because it boosts your free testosterone and your total testosterone. Nugenix Total T helps provide even more energy, performance, testosterone, and muscle-boosting ingredients for even better results. Text TIGHT to 321321 now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. That's TIGHT to 321321.
They did it! If it weren't for them, this would just be the guy who brings me pizza.
We'd just be staring awkwardly at the numbers changing.
We would have run out of things to talk about a long time ago.
He'd just be the loud guy in 4B.
We'd have nothing in common.
We'd still just be friends.
And we'd all be strangers.
Cox, we're fans too.
Mercedes-Benz Superdome and the Smoothie King Center. Cher is performing inside the Smoothie King Center tonight. 3rd down and 8. So we begin the 4th quarter of the Class 2A state championship game. Manny on the move, but they're down by 29. On 3rd down there, they get about 3 to the 36.
I think if you're Farraday will be content to let Manny run the football.
Yeah. Just no passing game here for Manny. They came into the contest only averaging 54 yards throwing the football. So when you get down by a couple touchdowns, man, does it make it tough.
Yeah, and we talked about that early on, that how long will they stay with that running game, and could they throw the football if they got behind?
Cadillac gets underneath center. He'll throw here on 4th down, and it's batted away. Knocked away by Blake Tarver. And maybe also getting a hand there defensively for Farraday was another player. Well, just think he threw it over the receiver's head.
Well, the problem is he's got a man underneath, so he's trying to get it over the top of that defender, and then Tarver comes in from the backside. Tarver leaves his guy in coverage and comes in to help make the tackle, break up the play.
Dagan Nipers, the intended receiver. So Farraday takes over again at the 35. Still out there, it's Kobe Dillon. And they'll run the ball. And another big run by Byron Milligan. All the way to the 32-yard line as Milligan starting to get his yards. Over 1,500 yards rushing coming into the contest, and he certainly added to that total here tonight. 33 yards there.
When you watch Milligan, as you watch him run, the coaches talk a lot about another gear in the acceleration. Watch what happens right there. He hits that second gear and just runs away from everybody else. That's a big difference. I mean, when he gets out there, he can just accelerate and pull away.
From the 32, Farraday going to let some clock roll. Play clock this year in high school football, 40 seconds, so that really allows you to eat up some more time. It used to be just 25 seconds. Not much running room there for Kobe. Brought down after a gain of only 1 yard.
Manny did a good job that time of shutting the outside off. And Kobe had no place to go, but let's try to tuck it back inside.
Roy Miller hit him from behind. Senior defensive lineman for the Tigers, number 3, who has an offer from Louisiana College.
At the 31.
2nd and 9.
Well, now you've got the single coverage down at the bottom, and see the top receiver up at the top? That's man-to-man coverage. No free safety help. The free safety's in the middle of the field. There's no way he can get over there and help him over the top.
They'll keep it on the ground. There's no way they can stop Byron Milligan, who bust off another big run inside the 5.
Well, you know, here's a really good strategy game going by Farraday. They saw the man-to-man coverage on that side, so they ran at it, which means that corner is going to get run off. You watch. Once Milligan breaks the line of scrimmage, that corner, see, he doesn't even come in the picture before he gets to 15 yards, and the receiver starts blocking him because you got man-to-man coverage. He's got to stay with him and just run him off.
1st and goal. Milligan walks into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Trojans.
That's just really good scouting and game planning there, Jeff, figuring out where you're going to attack the defense, and they're doing it. I mean, you watch it, same thing again. You got man coverage on this side. You get a hat on the hat. Watch the defensive back. He never shows up because he's in the end zone.
20th rushing touchdown for Milligan. Stanley Smith and his team go for 2, and there's 2 more for Milligan and the Trojans. 9:59 to go. All Farraday up 48-11 over the Manny Tigers. We'll be back after this.
The bladder control aisle. You won't shop here again. Your private business is your own. The constant struggle is over. Now there's a better way. It's HDIS. We home deliver bladder control products. We understand how you feel. For over 25 years, we've home delivered to many of the 20 million Americans who deal with incontinence. We offer all brands. We pay shipping and use plain, unmarked boxes. If we can help you or someone you care for, call for your free product sample pack and $45 in money-saving coupons. Our counselors will help you choose the right product. And unlike stores, we're always in stock. You'll get what you need. Satisfaction guaranteed. HDIS, the better way.
For your free sample pack with your free catalog, $45 in money-saving coupons, and free product samples, call 1-800-467-7608. That's 1-800-467-7608.
Back in New Orleans, Louisiana, where the Ferriday Trojans leading the Manny Tigers 48-11. So you look at Byron Milligan, who's been running hard in the second half. Look at the numbers he's been able to compile.
Wow. He's got over 200 yards of offense.
Yep. Wow. Big screen pass for 82 yards at the end of the first half. And now he's finally got into the end zone. 9:59 to go. Farraday fans, a lot of them on their feet. Celebration is going to really begin here as the Trojans just 9 minutes and 58 seconds away from a state title. Catch your favorite outdoor show on CST beginning on Wednesday and all the way through to Sunday morning. CST brings you a variety of shows that include the best tips on fishing and hunting in the South. Visit CoxSportsTV.com to get a full listing of shows and airtime. CST, your leader in Gulf South sports. Well, at the 42-yard line here for Manny, as you look at Stanley Smith, both of our coaches here went to their high schools that they now coach, lived in the towns, were born in the towns that they coach. Kind of what two-way football is all about is running the football is Wiseman. As you look at Jess Curtis, who grew up in Manny, big part of that community. Both coaches really love the fact that they can coach at their alma maters and at their towns that they grew up in. That's not always the case, Greg. Sometimes for these coaches, especially if you got a guy in there that's established, you might need to go somewhere else for a while to coach, but these are both relatively young coaches that will have a chance to coach at these two schools probably as long as they want to.
Yeah, they'll be able to stay there for a while, and especially with the success that they're having right now. And you know, the big question is, do they want to do something else? Do they want to move up into the college ranks?
It'll be 3rd and 4. You know, a guy like Stanley Smith, who's already coached on the college level, who played college football, maybe he might have that opportunity if it does come his way.
You know, you talk to most college coaches, when I talk to them, the biggest thing that they hate about college football, recruiting.
Number 30. Wiseman close to the first down. But for a school like Farraday, man, it's been kind of building to this point with all the seniors, mentioning of a dozen seniors and guys that have not only been 2-year starters in this program for Farraday, but 3-year starters. And Man, they are losing a really good class.
Well, the thing that Coach Smith has had a chance to do, though, he's had a chance to play some younger guys. He's had a chance to build his program, you know, and he's going to have to rely on a lot of underclassmen to come in and replace these seniors that are getting out of here.
Terrence Williams gets hammered, shoved back. Farraday continues to fly to the football. Tevin Bird on the tackle.
This is just a quick toss sweep trying to get the corner, but there's no way to go. Look at how many defensive guys show up. You're getting 3 people to the ball, and that's the other thing that's exciting about what Faraday's doing. They got this game in hand, and everybody's still flying around to the football. They're still playing hard.
That's certainly the case. 2nd down and 10. Roan keeps it. Roan fighting for all the yards he can, and he gets 8. Damian Milligan in on the stop.
I think if you're Manny, you got to throw the football. Because when you take a look at the lineup, defensively, Faraday's putting 10 people up around the line of scrimmage. They're daring you to throw the football.
Just so tough for these teams that run the football like this and then try to put them in a passing situation. Even powerhouse schools like John Curtis, when they get in that situation, they get down by a couple touchdowns. Very difficult for them.
I'd take a shot throwing the ball right here because you're going to go for it on 4th down anyway.
Instead, they run it with Wiseman and they get the 1st down.
I mean, 48-11, you're going to go for it on 3rd and 2 and a 4th and 2, but they like to pick up the 1st down, and they're just going to methodically run this game out.
We have not seen a punt in the 2nd half. We've seen 2 drives by Farraday. They've scored on both of them. And this is Manny's 2nd drive. And they're marching down the field. Little counter. Terrence Williams for about 5 or 6. These are some hard running backs, though, between Terrence Williams and Wiseman. Both of them will be back next season for Manny. So will their quarterback, Roan.
A gain of 5 seconds.
That's what I said earlier. This team may have arrived a little bit early. They got a couple of juniors on that offensive line. They will be very good next season.
You know, we talked about one of these coaches in the college level, and the other problem with colleges is that, you know, in Manny, they don't have to worry about kids getting in the transfer portal or going early. And
none of that.
So if you've got a junior, you know he's going to be back. You know, you put a lot of time into the guy. He probably played as a freshman, sophomore in your program. Now he's a junior, and he's going to be somebody you can count on, and you don't have to worry about him transferring out, getting the transfer portal, or going early to the NFL.
Just got to make sure the parents like their job if they don't move out, right?
Yeah, well, that's
the only thing they got to worry about. 3rd down and 1. Next.
Most kids, though, it's tough to be, being a parent. It's tough when you try to move them and take away that senior year. They've been there 3 years.
Yeah, that's true.
You tell them they got a new school at the senior year. And, oh, my goodness.
Williams, the 1st down. You just saw the graphic coming up next. The 3A state championship game. And here are the storylines. How about Jennings as a 23 seed, and they've won their last 3 playoff games by just 1 point. While St. James trying to win a state championship for the first time in 40 years. And Jamar Smith, he's not the biggest guy out there, Greg, but what a terrific quarterback.
He's an exciting guy to watch play football, though. 40 touchdowns.
They've had some great quarterbacks over the years out of the river parishes. Lowell Narcisse was at Texas San Antonio, where
number 39
Smith wants to go. Ryan Perlew, of course, from the river parishes. John Trey Kirkland, who's now on the LSU Tigers. He was the quarterback at Lutcher when they beat St. James for the state championship. I want to say in 2015, 16, somewhere around there.
Thanks ISC for sponsoring the All-Academic.
2nd down and 7.
Recognizing athletic participation and academic excellence.
Well, if this was how the first half would have turned out, we would have a pretty good ball game, because this is kind of what we anticipated. Both teams just trading blows.
You know, when the time the ball is snapped, we're going to be under 4 minutes to go in this ball game. And the thing about it is, you know, Manny will have had, this is their second possession of the second half.
Yeah, right.
You know, if you only get 2 possessions in a half, you're not going to win many ball games.
No.
I think you know, Farraday came out and did to Manny what Manny usually do to other teams. They keep the ball away, they grind it out, they find a way to score. Just didn't happen today.
And it just happened so quick in the second quarter with Farraday getting a fumble. And then on the next drive for Manny being stopped on
4th down.
On 4th down, and before you knew it, that was the ball game. And then a big play at the end of the first half, an 82-yard pass play between
Tackle by number 51.
Dylan and Milligan set up the final touchdown of the first half, and Manny probably went into the locker room unaware of really what hit him there. 4th down, another 4th down coming up for Manny.
No unauthorized streaming also. Thank you.
They need to get about 2 more yards. And there's Wiseman to the 5.
First time he's been able to break one through the line of scrimmage tonight.
He's still running hard. He'll finish this season with over 1,800 yards rushing.
I mean, the hole is supposed to be to the outside. He sees it back inside and just explodes for the first down.
Dagan Knipers a block downfield. 1st and goal at the 6. Clock continues to fall here. Almost like we were playing with a running clock with these 2 teams keeping it on the ground. Wiseman bouncing it a little bit to the outside.
39, Marion Wiseman. So the right side.
You know, this is a tough one for Manny. I mean, you played well coming into this thing, and as you said, it got away so quickly from you. So you just got to regroup and get ready for next year. They had a really good season for them to be where they ended right here.
Win 11 in a row. A lot of people doubting this Manny team after you start 0-3. I mean, even if you're a state championship coach, you hear it. You hear it from the peanut gallery. There's a touchdown as Terrence Williams into the end zone.
Well, this is Manny football, though.
Yeah.
This is how they play. I mean, this is what's worked for them all season.
A minute 52. Terrence Williams finds the end zone. Manny's offense will stay on the field or go for 2.
Just a little power play. You pull the 2 guards and try to get a crease inside. Terrence Williams finds it, and gives him the second touchdown. There's that unbalanced look again to the right.
Run it with Wiseman.
He's not going to get there.
Man, he is stopped right at the doorstep.
Carries for the 2-point conversion attempt.
He did not get in.
Shy of
1:52 to go. Farraday leading Manny 48-17. We'll conclude this one when we come back.
As Tiger fans, we've shared some incredible moments. The earthquake game, championships in the Dome, the Bluegrass Miracle, and the walk-off homer to win it all.
These are just a few of the great LSU moments that remind us to never give up.
If you've been injured, this is your moment. Don't give up.
Let Dudley DeBosier fight to help you win.
Demand Dudley DeBosier, the official injury lawyers of LSU Athletics. 444-4444.
Since 1935, the All-State Sugar Bowl has stood tall as a New Orleans New Year's Day tradition. Throughout the years, the game changed, the venue changed, the teams changed, but the tradition remains. New Year's Day in the Dome, the 2020 All-State Sugar Bowl. Tickets on sale now. Before kickoff, party at the All-State Fan Jam in Champion Square. For everything Sugar Bowl, go to allstatesugarbowl.org today. The 2020 All-State Sugar Bowl, presented by Taco Bell and Dr. Pepper.
Holidays in New Orleans, as Farraday is going to have a Merry Christmas this year, as they have going to win their first state championship in a long time. Again, going all the way back to 1956.
Santa's got a big present for City of Farraday.
Here's an onside kick, and it's handled well by Farraday. This copyrighted telecast of the 2019 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Prep Classic may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Cox Sports Television. 48-17, Farraday beating Manny. Well, I would think the fans over in Farraday are wondering, hey, maybe this is the beginning of another four-peat where they won 4 in a row.
Well, you know, you can't four-peat until you win the first one.
You got to win the first one, you're right. And a run here is Byron Milligan is going to give Kobe Dillon a run for his money when it comes to most outstanding player of the game. Oh, look at this. Flag flies.
I think it's going to be a personal foul. This one's going to go against Manny.
Yeah, it should.
I think there's just a little frustration setting in right now. A little reality is kicking in that this one got away. And watch at the end of this, and it's just...
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6 on the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, first down.
That's Curtis. I mean, you know, it's a shame the young man does that. He's had a heck of a ball game. His team's losing, but he has played a heck of a football game.
Yeah, he has been in on so many tackles, chasing down these running backs and receivers.
Yeah, that's where you look at him and you say, well, he's just a freshman.
Yep.
15-yard penalty.
At the 20-yard line.
15-yard penalty. First and 10, 20.
Even though Farraday is up so big in this game, continue to keep the starters out there.
They elect just to take a knee and run this one out. Because I don't think that man is going to call timeout.
Byron Milligan again spins away from a couple of defenders. He's in the end zone once again. Another touchdown, but there is a flag down at about the 9-yard line. 2 flags down.
During the play, personal foul, illegal blindside block. Number 54 on the offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Despite the foul, still first down.
If we can get out the bottom of the screen, you see number 8 right there. I don't know if that's a blindside block. I think he hit him right in the front. I mean, he turned to him. I think it was a hard block to watch.
Yeah, it was.
But I think it was fair.
Certainly violent block by Vincent Holland.
Yeah, but I think it was fair. I think the defender had a chance to turn around and see him.
This ball now spotted at the 25. And Byron Milligan has been a beast in the second half. They can't figure out a way to bring him down.
At 5'11", 180 pounds, he runs bigger than that, I can tell you.
How about this little reverse? Elijah White all the way inside the 10. Down to the field and Carly McCord.
Well, Coach Smith told us earlier this week that he knows exactly what it feels like to wear the black and gold, as you all talked about earlier, how he played here at Farraday. And he says he's reminded every single day by people in the community about how they haven't won a state championship since the 50s. But he wants to give them the chance to have that trophy brought back to Farraday. Obviously, he did. He delivered, brought them down here. He reminded his team of that fact every single day. And he said, guys, do it for the city. If you look in the stands, every single one is here. He joked that there's not one light on. I think that he's right.
Faraday's a small town. For a lot of people in South Louisiana, when you're heading up to Northeast Louisiana, you go through the town of Farraday.
Yep, know where it is. Been there.
What a big moment for these folks that have been watching football for a long time. A 181-mile trip to the Dome. Those powerhouse teams in the 50s. They've produced a couple of Division I prospects here lately as well.
Well, I think they've got a couple on that team tonight. I mean, you look at the way he played. I mean, you look at Milligan, the way he's playing.
Yeah, Byron Milligan can certainly play at the next level.
You know, I think you look at Dillon, he's going to play at the next level.
And we got another touchdown. We do for Farraday. Byron Milligan gets that touchdown that he just lost a second ago. And
When you watch the balance, you got a player hurt down on the field for Farraday, but I mean, Milligan shows really good balance and strength in that one run. Thought he was going to go down. You watch him when he gets to the corner. Looks like he might go down. Somebody gets a hand on him right here, thinks he's going to go down. He just pulls away, keeps his balance, gets in the end zone.
Another vicious stiff arm by Byron Milligan. And tough to see this at the end of the game. That's Roosevelt Davis. We talked about how he missed all of last season with an ACL injury, but it's good to see here where he's able to walk off on his own power, and the Trojan faithful excited to see him able to walk back to the sidelines. He won't be out there for this 2-point conversion try. Second straight week Farraday has fallen behind in a game, but blew out the opponent. Last week it was Amite. They got down by 2 touchdowns to the Warriors, but rallied to beat Amite rather convincingly, winning it 42-14. Here they fell behind 3-0. On the jet sweep, some big hits down there, but still finding his way in there somehow is Justin Burns.
Well, Justin Burns, patient running that time. He was just waiting for everything to open up, and then broke a couple of tackles and got himself in the end zone.
1:22 to go, and Farraday taking a page out of what you see some of the NFL teams do, gathering for a photo there after the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, you saw Burns, how patient he was, and then back into the end zone. You know, watch him, he's just looking for a block, and then just uses that acceleration and strength to get in the end zone. And again, Faraday's not running up the score. They just don't kick. They don't have a kicker.
Don't have a kicker, and they're here to play 48 minutes of football, and it's up to Manny to stop it. Tough loss here for Jess Curtis. He'll be thinking about this for a long time. He felt really good coming into this game.
Yeah, I think he just it's what happens when you've got the running game, and that's what you got. When you fall behind like this, it creates problems for you. You start pressing and trying to do things, and
I think Faraday's just got the better athletes. They got more team speed. I just think that was too much for Manny to overcome.
But you know, I think Coach Smith deserves a lot of credit, because you know, early on in the first quarter, Manny was playing with him, and you couldn't tell that Farraday really had that many really good athletes. Then he came out in the second quarter and basically just spread them out and took advantage of the speed. Started out running into the corner, catching them in man coverage and throwing over the top. When you can do that, it's going to create some problems for you on the defensive side.
Line drive kick. Back at Curtis. Breaks off a couple of tackles and then gets tripped up at the 36.
Number 6, Curtis on the return from the 30-yard line.
Sebastian Turner on the stop. Let's see what Manny decides to do here with a minute 13.
We got a flag on the play down about the 40-yard line, I think. And,
are they offsides on the kickoff?
Could be.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4 on the kicking team. It's a 15-yard penalty being forced from the end of the run. First down.
Jacoby Cade. Guilty, but it's all smiles on the Farraday sidelines at this point.
Yeah, it's all good. A minute and 13 seconds away from the state championship. That has eluded them for quite a while.
Coming up in our next game, we'll see if St. James can win its first title since 1979. Facing the Cinderella Jennings Bulldogs. That game will begin, I would say at about 40-45 minutes after this one. So Farraday wearing black and gold, and St. James's colors black and gold. There's a lot of black and gold in the Superdome right now. Almost like a Saints game. 2nd down and 5. Not sure what the deal is with the Jason mask. We also saw him wearing the Mardi Gras mask too. Is it Friday the 13th today?
Friday the 13th.
So busy I didn't even have a chance to look at the calendar, Greg.
I didn't either. I would not have known it unless I kind of cheated. They told me in the truck.
Some fans out there, I did see this, and I guess, again, busy preparing for all these games, but some fans wearing Farraday the 13th shirts out there as well. Nice run here for Wiseman all the way down to the 30, and that should do it. It's been a long wait for the Farraday Trojans since 1956, but they can call themselves state champions again.
2019, they pulled it and did it all. This came back and, you know, they stayed with it. Lead in their offense and good defensive play and resulted in the state championship.
Farraday Trojan, Class 2A state champion.
What a special moment for a proud town in Ferriday, Louisiana. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll show you the trophy presentation and hear from Stanley Smith and a player from the Trojans. We'll be back after this.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-209-4389. That's 1-800-209-4389. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
When you're hiring or looking for a great new job, use our community job site, ericsjobs.com. We've helped hundreds of area employers connect with local talented job seekers to fill positions of all kinds. Here's what some local employers are saying about our service.
We have hired over 20 people from our postings. You have been an incredible resource for our company.
With thousands of current local job seekers, you will find the people you need. ericsjobs.com. $25 job postings.
This is important news for people who have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup in commercial settings and later developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. According to the World Health Organization's research on cancer, the active ingredient in the weed killer Roundup, glyphosate, can cause cancers such as non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. If you or a loved one were exposed to Roundup in a commercial setting such as farming, landscaping, or golf course maintenance, and then developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. If you or a loved one were exposed to the weed killer Roundup and were then diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call the law offices of Davis and Crump right now to see if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
There's a great look at the city of New Orleans, 56-17, the Farraday Trojans. Great Balls of Fire, the hometown of Jerry Lee Lewis. They have just won the Class 2A state championship game. Farraday beating Manny today in a decisive contest that was really settled in the second quarter when Farraday blew this thing open, and some of the Farraday players, including their starting quarterback, Kobe Dillon, overcome with emotion.
Mr. Eddie Bodine, Executive Director of the LHSA, Mr. Eric Hill, Executive Director.
Let's hear from our public address announcer at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, Mitch Small.
Board member Spencer Harris, Springfield High School. Mr. Jerry Hicks of the Louisiana School Board Association, and Mr. Norman Booker, principal of Manny High School. The first award is the 2019 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Class 2A State Runner-Up Trophy to Manny High School. Head coach, Jess Curtis. Principal, Mr. Norman Booker.
The fourth trip of the Manny Tigers to the Superdome. They end up claiming their third runner-up trophy. They were runner-ups in 2013 as well. And a great run for Manny, where they started 0-3
About one more
with
time,
losses to
the Manny
Union
Tigers, your
Parish,
state
Acton
runner-ups.
Central, and North DeSoto, all schools that are bigger than them. But they righted the ship. A lot of people thought this was going to be a rebuilding year. Not many guys.
The next award
5 guys
is
last
the
year
All-State
signed
Sugar Bowl
to play college football, but this year's group of seniors really learned from those. And this senior class has a lot of grit, Coach Curtis said, and he's really going to miss them.
They all stayed right with it and focused. And, you know, sometimes you need that, and I think they were able to do it because they were because of the size of the senior class.
The most outstanding player is Terrence Williams.
For Manny.
The next award is
Now we'll
the
find out
All-State
who
Sugar Bowl Outstanding Player for
your
Farraday
most outstanding
High School,
player for
as selected by the working media of the
Farraday
Prep
is. Kobe
Classic.
Dillon was it for in the first half, but
Outstanding player
Byron
for the
Milligan was really
Trojans,
good in the
number
second
one,
half.
Kobe Dillon.
They give it to Kobe Dillon, and why not? The senior quarterback has led Farraday to a state championship. He has put together a couple of really good games. He had 215 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns last week, and 4 total touchdowns here tonight.
2019 All-State Sugar Bowl LHSAA Class 2A State Football Champion Farraday High School. Head coach Stanley Smith, principal Ms. Kimberly.
As the winning trophy. Farraday can now call themselves a state champion.
Special group of players gathering right now to take a photo that they'll remember for the rest of their lives. They'll have it on display in their homes for the rest of their lives, and people in Farraday will remember this for a long time.
I'll always remember it. It'd be great. It's a great feeling for those kids, those young men out there. And it's a culmination of a lot of work to get here.
Well, for so long, Farraday has been known as a town that produced some of the most famous people in the world, like Mickey Gilley, the country musician. I mentioned Jerry Lee Lewis, the rock and roll singer and pianist and evangelist. Jimmy Lee Swaggart, also from Farraday. Let's send it down to the field, and Carly McCord.
Coach, getting to share this moment with your whole family. You have your wife, your children, obviously very special. Has been since the 1950s that Farraday had a state championship. What does it mean to be able to deliver that back to that community?
It's a great feeling. I mean, born and raised, it's something I always want to do. Yeah. We finally accomplished the goal, and I can't explain how I feel right now.
You told us earlier this week that you knew what it was like to wear the black and gold. Obviously, you know what it's like to coach the black and gold, and we knew what it's like to watch how explosive your team was, but what was it like to be out here and really live it?
And it was just a great day to be a Trojan. I mean, we fought hard all summer, all our season, and they played off tonight.
I want to ask you a question as his wife. I know obviously this is a dream come true to be able to watch him have his dreams come true. What does that feel like for you?
Just super proud of him. He works so hard. He has a great staff. We have a great community. We're just super proud to be Trojans today.
Obviously, Farraday is a small town, and you told us that everyone was going to travel. You look in the stands, I think Ferriday, Louisiana, that's it, all right there. What does it mean to have the community support?
I mean, they're behind us 100%, you know, and I love it. And I can't, like I said, I can't explain right now. It's just euphoria right now. I mean, it's something I want to do my whole life, and finally accomplish a major goal in my life. So just hope we keep building and moving forward.
Coach, happy tears go into this win and championship. We appreciate it. Happy holidays to you and your family. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Thanks a lot, Carly. Let's take a look at the Dudley DeBosier play of the game. Kobe Dillon was our most outstanding player, and this was one of his 2 touchdown passes. A beautiful throw, hitting the wide receiver Elijah White in stride.
You see everything from him on this play. You see patience and the ability to look at the whole field and then deliver. Watch him just be patient, and then just deliver the football.
Little pocket presence like Joe Burrow back there. All right, that will do it for our coverage of the Class 2A state championship game. I want to thank everyone involved in this one. It's been a lot of fun to see the Farraday Trojans accomplish what they set out to do, and that's to be the Class 2A state champions. Coming up next, it will be the Class 3A state championship game. The Jennings Bulldogs and the St. James Wildcats. Stay tuned. For Carly McCord, Greg Bowser, I'm Jeff Lermo. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to the Farraday Trojans.
Countless innocent children were sexually molested by adults.